From the Auburn Sports Network and Play Fly Sports, Auburn baseball is on the air. Exclusive game day coverage begins with the leadoff show. Now, let's go out to the ballpark.
A week ago, Auburn swept LSU for the first time since 1988. Less than a week later, the Tigers are on the road at number 1 Texas and trying to get a game from the Longhorns. That is life in the SEC and baseball. Good morning and War Eagle from Dish Falk Field with Brad Law. I'm Andy Bertram. Ike Irish has taken over the home run lead this weekend. He hit a 2-run shot on Friday, then 2 more round trippers last night. Irish has accounted for all of the runs for the Tigers this weekend. The number 1 Longhorns are on a roll. They won 12 straight conference games for the first time since 2011. Of their 11 hits last night, Texas produced 8 of those with 2 strikes in the count. 6 of the 8 runs were scored from the bottom of the batting order. Auburn goes with freshman right-hander Andres Alvarez. The Seminole, Florida native is 1-0 with an earned run average of 6.41. Texas counters with right-hander Rugar Riojas. The junior is 7-1 with an ERA of 3.35. When we return, the Butch Thompson pregame report. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Football season is coming soon.
Man wide open, Cam Coleman, touchdown Auburn!
The Tigers return Friday, August 29th at Baylor.
Oh, the second he goes down. Oh, he got blindsided by Keldrick Falk. Reed in trouble. Reed goes down. DeMarcus Riddick.
This is your exclusive home for Auburn football, the Auburn Sports Network.
Hey guys, it's Auburn baseball season again. And if you want to hit your next big event out of the park, then get Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Auburn to help with all of your catering needs. From team parties to tailgating or any big event you may have, Baumhauer's always hits a home run by making sure all of your logistics are covered and you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the big game. And if you need a place to host your party, come try Baumhauer's new covered patio. Give us a call to book your big event today. Baumhauer's Victory Grill, 2353 Bent Creek Road in Auburn. War Eagle.
Since Auburn Bank opened in 1907, we've been tested by world wars, pandemics, and plenty of troubled times. Through it all, we've not only survived, but thrived by staying true to our core values of sound money management and putting our customers first. And just as surely as more challenges will come, we'll meet them the way we always have, with your confidence and our experience. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC, online at auburnbank.com.
Welcome back to the Ford F-Series Highlight Show. I've seen a lot of basketball, and I can tell you that to stay on top, you got to adapt, stay focused, and innovate. That's what wins championships. That's how Ford F-150 and the Ford Super Duty stay at the top of the truck game. 47 consecutive years, Ford F-Series has been America's #1 selling truck because they deliver what you need to win the day. For the latest offers, go to buyfordnow.com or see your local Ford dealer today. Tell them Coach Pearl sent you.
Based on 1977 to 2023 CY industry reported total sales.
Game day coverage of Auburn baseball continues now with our exclusive pregame conversation with head coach Butch Thompson.
Boy, 2-strike hitting was a key last night for Texas. They had 8 2-strike base hits, and the bottom of the order is what did most of the damage last night.
Yeah, no doubt, and that's kind of the difference. You know, we struck out 11 times, they struck out 11 times, but that was a difference. In addition, leadoff man got on 5 of the 8 innings that we pitched, and when you start with that leadoff man on, you're fighting from the get-go to get into an inning and to limit them from scoring runs. And last weekend versus LSU, it seemed like every time with the bases loaded, we kept getting out of those. And those 8 2-out hits, credit to Texas, where they had at bats. And we just have not had at bats to match that in these first 2 games. And, we're taking some strikes and we're swinging at balls and just – it's right there at home plate has been the difference in this series, and kind of feels like a 180 from last weekend in Auburn.
Go with Andres Alvarez today. What do you want to see out of him and know that the bullpen in all likelihood is going to be a key really for both teams here today?
Well, I'm excited about Andres. The last couple of outings, it seems like he's building towards something. Definitely talented enough to to help us go out here and understanding how important this series is to finish this off and try to fight. But this is a fight for the plate and to get our plate back and do good. And then, Hetzler's your finisher, but you're in game 3 and hadn't gotten one yet. So I would imagine that he's going to be in the game earlier as opposed to later. You don't want a game to get away, or you want him to have a impact on this ball game. And a lot of those guys that threw Friday, Myers, Tilly, they can come back and finish a ball game for us. So it's Alvarez, Hetzler, and then we'll see where we're at in the ball game.
Ike Irish has accounted for all of the RBIs this weekend, and while that's terrific for Ike, and he has certainly been dialed in, you got to get more offensively than just Ike this weekend.
Yeah, against the number 1 team in the country, and we're seeing that a lot in this league, the home versus away, how competitive it is, and you think you got something figured out, and then something's taken from you everywhere in between. But this is all about around that plate and the execution. And I think I started this week with, it's not who you play, it's how you play. And that's running true again. So as a coach, as a coaching staff, we just have to define what we mean by that. And they kept getting to the floor. Those 8 2-out hits had a lot to their pitching staff has gotten the ball to the floor, and our hitters have chased it to the floor. The Texas hitters have, in 2 strikes, have had pitches either east, west, up or out, but we're not getting beneath them and not getting to the floor. So I still think that's an execution. And yeah, I tip my hat to Texas, but we're having to compete against different pitchers. The Texas pitchers are getting the ball to the floor, and our guys are leaving something out over there for an opportunity to have a good at bat and drag some runs in. It just seemed like too much this weekend where they get runner at second and they just continue to get that big hit in this series.
What is a key for Andres today?
Get ahead and get the leadoff guy out. I think it's huge for him. Being good in the stretch, just keep trusting his guys. We've got double play balls. Like I said, we've absolutely had some moments in there, and we have been competitive. It's just not good enough to win if we are not doing enough offensively to control the strike zone and just have one guy going. So it's going to take a group. Our younger guys have had a struggle for 2 days at the plate offensively. Those guys being able to take a breath, get back into it. McMurray, those guys, just guys that we believe in that have a track record of doing this before, have got to be able to show up game 3.
You had both Snow and Rembrandt on the infield yesterday. Do you stick with that lineup here today?
Quick turnaround. I think a lot of the moves were to make sure that guys were fresh from getting back in the hotel and settling in at 11 o'clock and coming back out for a noon game 3. I think Ike Irish will catch. We need some energy. Our guys playing the best instead of him being 300 feet away. Maybe we put him right there on this plate that we're talking about, trying to affect change on and win. Maybe we should put our best player, our hottest player, about 1 foot from home plate today.
Talked about how well they've been able to get to the floor with their off-speed stuff. Well, what's the key offensively when you counter a really good pitching team, a team that may be as good at pitching as anybody else in the SEC?
I was excited about this opportunity. Didn't think it'd look as far away, but just evaluating each particular pitcher when they come in, like this is the floor. If it starts here, it ends here. Mm-hmm. Breaking ball guys, Jonathan Holder's tied for the most saves in the Southeastern Conference, and he could set that thing in at 13 inches of vertical break is more than everybody else. When you see a ball there, it's getting all the way to the floor, but everybody else's is staying relatively in the zone, and I think that's pulled some swings off. But for the rest of those guys, and seeing a right-handed pitcher today instead of 2 left-handed starters, this is completely different. So everything we talk about, we can size it up and we understand the games around the plate. But, hopefully we washed off game 2 last night when we got to the hotel, and we're fresh and ready to come out and start competing for these collection of pitches today.
All the best today, War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Children's of Alabama is excited to partner with Auburn Baseball because at Auburn, it's about making a difference on and off the field. The team is thrilled to introduce Hits and Sits, where all proceeds will benefit Children's of Alabama. Step up to the plate and sponsor a home game. You can sign up by visiting bc5foundation.org. Choose a game and a strikeout or a hit. It will be echoed beyond Plainsman Park into the lives of families at Children's of Alabama. Sign up today at bc5foundation.org. War Eagle.
When the game is on the line,
you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
Recognized by Newsweek as one of America's best maternity care hospitals, East Alabama Health provides comprehensive treatment for mothers and babies throughout Auburn, Opelika, and the East Alabama region. And starting with the 2024 football season, we're pleased to partner with Auburn Athletics to provide a special Aubie blanket to each baby born at our hospital through a program we call Tiger Tots. For all your maternity care needs, trust the experts at East Alabama Health.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature-Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature-Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
The starting lineups are presented by Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
We'll start with Texas, the home team. Longhorns coached by Jim Schlossnagle in his first season here in Austin. They're 32-5 overall, 15-2 in the SEC. Their leadoff man and leading hitter, Ethan Mendoza, leads the team in hits anyway, not in average, but in hits. He's the designated hitter and the leadoff man. The catcher, Rylan Galvan, hits second. Jalen Flores is the shortstop. He bats third. The cleanup hitter is the center fielder, Will Gasparino. Kimball Schuessler is 5 for 7 this weekend. The first baseman bats fifth. Hitting sixth and starting at second base, Adrian Rodriguez. Tommy Farmer is in right field. He will bat seventh. Jonah Williams, the freshman left fielder, hits eighth. And Casey Borba plays third base and bats ninth. Again for the Longhorns, Mendoza, Galvan, Flores, Gasparino, Schuessler, Rodriguez, Farmer, Williams, and Borba. Now for your Auburn Tigers, 27-12 overall, 9-8 in SEC play. The third baseman, Eric Snow, is the leadoff hitter. Batting and playing second, it's Chris Rembert. Ike Irish catches and hits third today. The cleanup hitter is Cooper McMurray, the first baseman. After him, batting fifth and playing right field today, it's Bub Terrell. Bristol Carter starts in center. He'll bat sixth. Batting seventh, getting a break behind the plate, is the DH this afternoon, Chase Fralick. Hitting eighth and making his first start of the series, it is Cade Ballou batting eighth. And Derek Fabian, the shortstop, bats ninth. So again for your Tigers, Snow, Rembert, Irish, McMurray, Terrell, Carter, Fralick, Ballou, Fabian. Just about time for baseball as the Tigers try to take game 3 of this series here in Austin. Tigers and Longhorns coming up after one final pregame timeout. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
At Auburn University, we're not just learners, we're doers. In every corner of the state, Auburn men and women put knowledge to work, fueling the state's economy and building healthier, more prosperous communities. We partner with local leaders to solve local challenges and create access to opportunities that benefit all. To learn how Auburn's at work in your community, visit auburn.edu/acrossalabama. This message is sponsored by Auburn University, the Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
Strike out ants, termites, and other pests with a call to Cook's Pest Control. Cook's proven pest control methods and superior termite control system keep your home safe and are backed by a 110% satisfaction guarantee. As the weather gets warmer, your spring cleaning isn't done until you call the official pest control partner of the Auburn Tigers, Cook's Pest Control.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
Don't stop planning for your future. Don't stop investing in your kids' education. Don't stop dreaming of that new home. And don't stop growing your business. Whatever you're passionate or dreaming about, don't stop. Because when you have a bank you can trust, you have the confidence to take on tomorrow. Speak with a Trustmark associate today for advice on achieving your goals. Trustmark. People you trust, advice that works. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Exclusive play-by-play coverage of Auburn baseball is brought to you by Alabama Power, proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers. Alabama Power, power for a better Alabama. And by Cook's Pest Control, keeping your home and business safe from pests and termites since 1928.
Just about ready for baseball in Austin. Let's set the Texas defense. Jonah Williams in left, Will Gasparino in center field, and Tommy Farmer the fourth in right. Along the infield, first to third, Kimball Schuessler, Adrian Rodriguez, Jalen Flores, and Casey Borba. Rylan Galvan has been the catcher all 3 games of the series. And Ruger Riojas, number 13, is the pitcher. Right-hander, 6 feet tall, 192 pounds, originally out of Wimberley, Texas. He's a transfer from Texas San Antonio. He is 7-1 in 12 appearances, including 4 starts. 7-1 with an earned run average of 3.35, 45 2/3 innings, 38 hits, 17 runs, 12 walks, 46 strikeouts. He's given up 7 doubles, 5 home runs. In total, teams hitting .224 against Ruger Riojas. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. After seeing a pair of lefties to start for Texas Thursday and Friday, the Tigers see a hard-throwing right-hander here on Saturday in the finale. Riojas, a fastball in the low to mid-90s. He'll top out about 94. He's got a good slider in the upper 80s, a changeup, and an occasional curve as well. Lefties hitting .293 against him. Right-handers batting .243 against Ruger Riojas. All right, let's turn things over now to get you started on a Saturday afternoon. Auburn's own Butch Cassidy. It's the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burchell.
All right, thank you very much. Bradford, one day after your birthday. Happy birthday a day late.
Thanks, Andy.
First pitch weather forecast brought to you by Blue Moon. When you choose Blue Moon, everything becomes brighter. Check out the local stores for Blue Moon. Made brighter. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. 77 degrees at game time. Wind out of the southeast, 9 miles an hour. Cloudy skies overhead. And the first pitch to Eric Snow is a call to strike. Christopher Griffith works the plate today. Zach Neff at first, Jason Bradley at second, and Angel Campos is down at third. Snow 1 for 8 on the weekend. Stretch by Riojas in the pitch. Sweeps in for strike 2. 4-pitch guy. Fastball, curveball, slider, and a change. And he is ahead of Snow, no balls and 2 strikes. Riojas off the stretch. 0-2 pitch. Snow reaches out and spoils a pretty good pitch and fouls it back to the screen. Snow, Rembert, and Irish in the Auburn first. Texas won here Thursday night 3-2, and then again last night 8-3. Riojas off the stretch in the pitch. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. Actually, that was a high changeup.
Yeah, very high. That's you rarely see Eric, who does not strike out much, you rarely see him go after one that high.
1 down for Chris Rembert. 1 for 7 with a run scored. Stretch and the pitch. Sweeps outside for ball 1. Rembert is batting .304. He has 4 homers and 21 runs batted in.
He's also tied for the team high in walks in conference play. He and McMurray have 10 each.
Strike called on the slider. A ball and a strike to Rembert.
Riojas has been pitching deep into games. He has 3 starts in a row where he's gone 6 innings or more for Texas.
10-3 last year with Texas San Antonio. 1-1. Drops low. 2 balls and a strike to Rembert.
Last week, 9 hits, 3 runs in 6 2/3 innings. 114 pitches at Kentucky a week ago for Riojas.
2 balls and a strike. The count. The pitch to Rembert. Ball 3 low.
Good eye, Chris. Again, showing patience, discipline at the plate.
1 out, nobody on. We're just underway in Austin in game 3 of this series. 3-1 pitch. Rembert to center. Back is Gasparino. Back and now in a few steps. Makes the catch. 2 down.
Good swing. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. He got a fastball count. He was ready for the fastball and hit it well to straightaway center. Just didn't get enough behind it.
Wind has picked up again, blowing out to left. Oh, you were on the field before the ball game. It's a little bit different down there on the playing surface.
Well, the 10-foot wall knocks it down on the field, out in the outfield, but obviously a ball that's hit up above that fence is going to get tossed around.
High fly ball by Irish, and there is his 4th home run. A blast off the scoreboard in right center field by Ike Irish. Oh, man. First pitch fastball gone.
Well, there's ambushing, and then there's whatever Ike Irish just did. That's as hard as he's hit a ball this year. 94, and he was ready.
Wow. 11th home run of the year for Irish, and Auburn on top 1-0. Here's McMurray.
Bet he doesn't get a fastball to start the at-bat.
Agreed. Pitch. Cooper takes it upstairs for ball 1. He had barely settled into the batter's box.
Yeah.
And then was quickly just jogging around the bases.
6th home run allowed by Riojas this year.
Stretch and pitch. Down the right field line and deep. Down into the corner. 1 hop off the wall. McMurray on his way to second base. The throw in, not in time. It's a double. The 11th of the year for Cooper McMurray.
That is a great sign for Cooper to make. He took an off-speed pitch for ball 1 and then got another off-speed pitch that was hanging, and he was ready for it and pulled it down into the right field corner, and a great start for Cooper offensively. Couple of 2-out extra base hits.
Riojas retired the right-handed hitters Snow and Rembert. Since then, the lefties, Irish and McMurray with extra base hits. And now here's another lefty in Bub Terrell. The pitch. And up the middle on a hop to the shortstop. Didn't hit it as well. Throws to first, and the inning is over. A run on 2 hits, no errors. A man left for Auburn in the first. Texas comes to the plate, trailing Auburn 1-0. And this is the Auburn Sports Network.
If your day sounds like we need the report ASAP, you deserve Modelo. If you've persevered through, you deserve this rich golden lager with a crisp but refreshing taste. Or if you overcame,
2 more reps, 2 more.
you deserve this ice cold reward. Modelo, remarkable fight. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Port, Chicago, Illinois.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. Sirius XM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On SEC Radio, there is complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of Sirius XM free. Subscribe now. See offer details at SiriusXM.com/SEC Sports.
Another home run for Ike Irish, and Auburn leads Texas 1-0 as Andreas Alvarez takes the mound for the first time here this afternoon. He'll face Mendoza, Galvan, and Flores to start it. Defensively behind Andreas Alvarez, you got Cade Ballou in left, Bristol Carter in center, and Bub Terrell in right field. Along the infield for the Tigers, first to third, it's McMurray, Rembert, Fabian, and Snow. Ike Irish behind the plate. And for Alvarez, 5'10", 192-pound freshman right-hander out of Seminole or Largo, Florida. And this is his third straight SEC start for the year. Alvarez is 1-0. This is his 10th appearance, his 6th start. Earned run average just under 6.5 at 6.43. 28 innings, 30 hits allowed, 22 runs, 20 of them earned, 13 walks, 21 strikeouts. Team's batting .278 against Alvarez. He's hit 5 batters, thrown 4 wild pitches, given up 5 doubles, 2 homers. SEC play, 1-0 with a 6.91 ERA. This is his 6th league appearance, his 3rd start, 14 and a third innings, 14 hits, 11 runs, 7 walks, 6 strikeouts, and SEC hitters are batting .250 against Andreas Alvarez. 4 innings last week in the sweep clincher over LSU.
4 scoreless innings last week against LSU. He will get Ethan Mendoza, Ryan Galvan, and Jalen Flores in the bottom of the first. Shake to a 1-0 lead. Left-handers certainly looked like they were seeing the start of Riojas in that top of the first for Auburn, didn't it? First pitch from Alvarez. A fastball in there for a strike at 96. Mendoza is 2 for 7 on the weekend, a run scored and an RBI. Andreas, the wind in the pitch. This is outside, off the glove of the catcher, Ike Irish, a ball and a strike.
You heard Coach Thompson talking about get to the bottom. And they've used the east-west part of the strike zone. And what he's looking for is some Texas swings and misses at balls that are between the knees and the turf.
1-1 strike on the outside corner at 95. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A cooler afternoon for baseball today than we've experienced in the last couple days, and there is some weather heading to the Austin, Texas area. 1-2. Mendoza swings and misses. A pitch that was up and out at 95. First strikeout for Alvarez. First K for Auburn. The K Catter presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number 1.
That is the effectiveness of the fastball at the knees or below. You can then raise it up and change the bat or the swing plane, and Mendoza couldn't climb up there enough to get it.
One of the home run leaders for Texas into the batter's box now, Ryan Galvan, the catcher. 2 for 8 this weekend. He's batting .330. He has 11 home runs. He's tied with Will Gasparino for that category. The pitch, changeup for strike 1.
A lot of fastballs to Mendoza. You start Galvan with something off speed to get ahead.
Galvan, with his back foot, straddles the back line and takes a ball just a little bit in, maybe a little low. 1-1 the count.
Well, already 1 for 1 on getting the leadoff hitter. That was one of the keys from
Sure
Coach
was.
Thompson pregame, something that Auburn only did a couple of times last night.
1-1 pitch. Foul back on a fastball in on the hands. 96 from Alvarez.
Galvan steps out, takes a walk. He's trying to break up the rhythm early.
A ball and 2 strikes to Galvan. 1 down, bottom of the first. Winding the pitch. Fouled out of play, out a good cut at that 97-mile-an-hour fastball from Andres.
Both of these teams are at home next weekend. Pretty important series. Auburn's got Mississippi State. Texas hosts Texas A&M.
Ooh, well, hello.
Yeah. One of the hotter teams in the league right now.
Yes, indeed. Pitch. Chopper. Foul. Yeah, Texas and A&M, and the A&M coach left, 1 day after A&M lost a national championship last year for their arch rival in Texas. You think there's going to be a little juice in that series?
Texas A&M started the season ranked number 1.
Yeah.
Texas is ranked number 1 currently.
Yeah. 1-2. Missed outside.
The only thing that would give that series more heat is if it were in College Station.
Yeah, good point.
Can you imagine?
No. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Galvan. Alvarez, the wind, and the 2-2 pitch. Fouled off the right side again.
Well, a lot of places the crowd gets behind the pitcher when he gets to 2 strikes. Here it was a segment of the crowd trying to get behind and urge on Galvan there with 2 strikes.
Yeah, I don't think that they were doing that for Alvarez.
No.
Do you?
No. Well, we saw how important 2-strike hitting has been.
Here's the 2-2. It misses low. Count goes full. Galvan, one of those batters, he is active all the time in the batter's box. Kind of like Juan Soto from the other side of the plate.
That's right. Yeah, there's no Galvan shuffle
no,
or anything like that. But, yeah, he's constantly moving, jumping around.
Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Popped it up, foul, back and out of play. Apparently right above us on the grandstand.
Thought the cannon was going off again.
Oh, my. The cannon, it's a fully functioning cannon, is right outside Auburn's bullpen, down the left field corner. Another 3-2. Deep to right by Galvan. And off the top of the wall, Galvan on his way to second base with a double. Another 2-strike base hit.
That's a disciplined at bat there. Alvarez got ahead, a ball and 2 strikes, and tried to get low in the strike zone. Galvan would not go after him. Alvarez was forced to make a better pitch that got more of the plate than he wanted it to get at 3-2.
Fortunate that ball stayed in the park.
That's correct. A lot of people in this place thought it was gone off the bat.
10th double of the year for Galvan. He's at second with a 1-out double, and here's Jalen Flores. 2 for 7, a run scored, and RBI.
Sixth double allowed by Alvarez this year.
Pitch on the way. Outside, good stop by Irish to keep Galvan at second.
A lot of room behind the plate. Nobody else has the Hall of Fame club where it's very close.
Ball and no strikes. Had him leaning down at second base, but Galvan was able to get back to the bag. Diving in head first.
Yeah, more of a slow turn and kind of a double clutch.
He is 6 of 8 stolen bases this year. 1 ball and no strikes to Flores, batting .275, 9 homers, 39 runs batted in. Pitch on the way. Strike, changeup. 1-1. A runner at second, 1 out for Texas in the bottom of the first. Auburn on top 1-0. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Another off-speed delivery. Down in the strike zone. A ball and 2 strikes to Flores. He's been able to get 2 strikes on each hitter.
Yep.
Of the 3 here in the first inning.
Boy, that's a familiar line. Auburn pitchers had double-digit strikeouts in last night's game, but Texas had 8 2-strike hits.
1-2. Line drive up the middle, and it's down for a base hit. Galvan will hold at third.
Well, credit Bristol Carter. He deked Galvan. Bristol held his glove up like he was going to have a play on that ball, and that forced Galvan to hold up just enough between second and third. Bristol had no chance to make a play, but that little move of flashing the glove, making it look like he had a play on the ball, potentially kept Galvan from scoring.
Here's Will Gasparino, the center fielder. Runners at the corners with 1 out.
That's a second straight really good swing, though, from Texas.
With 2 strikes.
Yep.
Stretching the pitch to Gasparino. Reaches down and loops it up and out of play off the right side. And while Texas has done a marvelous job of hitting with 2 strikes, at some point Auburn's got to be better pitching with 2 strikes as well.
Yeah, they're giving up way too much of the plate on these.
Flores at first, Galvan at third. Pitch to Gasparino. Ground ball left side. Off the glove of Snow, and everybody is safe, and we're tied at 1. And that's an error, and it should be.
Yeah, it was hit sharply enough. Auburn turned 2 double plays yesterday. That might have been a double play ball. Gasparino runs okay, but that could have gotten you out of the inning.
Now here's Kimball Schuessler, who's been their best hitter this weekend. 5 for 7, 3 runs scored, 2 runs batted in, including a home run on Thursday night. Pitch. Fly ball, right side, foul ground. McMurray gives chase and runs out of room as it falls about 1 row deep into the stands.
Well, the wind, absolutely, off the bat, that looked 10 rows back. No question the wind stopped that. You know, the wind may have had a role in Galvan's ball not leaving the yard, which makes Irish's home run in the top of the first even more impressive.
Right. 0-1 to Schuessler. We're tied at 1 in the bottom of the first.
Got to limit the damage here to 1, because Auburn had some pretty good swings against Riojas in the top of the inning. Can't fall into a big hole early.
Alvarez comes set. 0-1 pitch. Missed a little low. Ball land to strike.
They are just not swinging a lot at a lot of pitches out of the zone. I mean, the strikeout to Mendoza was up and away, but especially the breaking ball, they're seeing it low.
Pitch on the way to Schuessler. Fly ball into deep left field. Back is Ballou, and it's a 3-run job. Four to 1 Texas. Second home run of the weekend for Schuessler. His 5th RBI of the weekend as well. A no-doubter to left by Schuessler. And Auburn's bullpen will get to work. Boy, oh boy. Fifth home run of the year for Schuessler.
It's just their second home run of the series, and he has both of them.
Here's Adrian Rodriguez. Wind in the pitch. Fly ball into deep center field. Carter back at the warning track. It's off the top of the wall.
Cover second.
And it's a double for Rodriguez, and they are teeing off right now, Andres Alvarez.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what Dre throws right now. They're seeing it. Oh, they're calling it a home run. They say it hit the batter's eye.
I guess it did. Home run. I'll be darned. Back-to-back homers on back-to-back pitches. And now the umpires will get together.
We'll get a look. Threw him a fastball, belt high. Inner half.
That's off the top of the wall. That's a double. You've got to review this.
Yeah.
And they are. That ball hit the top of the wall. It did not hit the batter's eye. Replay reviews are presented by Jackson Services. Time to review your home's heating and cooling system. Choose Jackson Services, comfort you can count on. From quick repairs to energy-saving upgrades, Jackson Services keep Alabama homes running smoothly year-round. Visit jacksonservicesco.com. Jackson Services, an official carrier-authorized dealer. Replay that we see in our booth clearly shows that it hit the top of the wall and not the batter's eye. And the review is going on in Birmingham. It hits the top of the wall, not the batter's eye in center.
Yeah, about 6 inches from the top of the wall. It was high up on the wall, but.
And how this review is going on further right now is beyond me.
I think we got the answer.
You got to be kidding me.
Wow.
You got to be kidding me.
What in the world?
That ball wasn't a home run. What reviews are you seeing? And Everett Kiefert is out.
Well, the review allowed Auburn's bullpen a little more time to work. At the very least.
6th home run for Rodriguez.
It just doesn't matter whether it's Schussler's home run came on an off-speed pitch. Rodriguez's ball there came on a fastball. He's missing up. It's just not the day for Alvarez after the strikeout to the leadoff man, Mendoza. It's been double, single up the middle. A ground ball that might have gotten him out of it with a double play, but an error, and then a 3-run homer and a solo homer. Well, you knew the bats were going to have to get going to have a chance today, but this is a tough early hole to climb out of.
Here's Tommy Farmer, the 4th, who swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. Farmer's hitting .279, no homers, 20 runs batted in. He's 2 for 6 this weekend. This is the part of the order that just killed Auburn last night. He scored 3 times on the weekend, and he has a couple runs batted in. There's a fastball upstairs, a ball and a strike. One. Fly ball right side, foul ground. That'll get out of play.
Knocked the guy's sunglasses off.
Oh, my. Hope he's all right.
Yeah.
1-2.
Now, Alvarez went 2/3 of an inning at Georgia. Gave up 6 runs on 5 hits. It's the first time he's given up multiple home runs in an outing this season.
1-2. Got him swinging. 2 outs.
Got to the bottom of the zone. Got Farmer to chase one low.
Got to the floor.
Yep.
Second strikeout for Alvarez. K-Counter presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number one, and it brings Jonah Williams to the plate. He was one of the heroes last night.
Yeah.
His first 2 base hits in a Texas uniform, and he drove home 3. Wind to the pitch. This is outside for ball 1.
And it was a 3-run game until the later innings. So after the game, Jim Schlossnagle said, yeah, he'll be back in the lineup tomorrow and for the foreseeable future.
Pitch. Line drive, base hit to right. And it brings Casey Borbett to the plate. Texas sends 9 to the plate, at least here in the first inning. Leading 5-1.
I think this may be the last guy Alvarez faces, whether he gets him or not.
Borbett 1 for 8 with a run scored on the weekend. Williams a threat to run at first. Stretch in the pitch. Bounced up there and blocked by Irish. A ball and no strikes. Five to 1. Back-to-back homers by Schussler and Rodriguez. Pitch, runner goes outside, throw to second base, and it gets into center field. Williams will hold up at second with a stolen base. Ike's throw was to the third base side of the bag and skipped past both Rembert and Fabian into center.
Heads up play, Bristol Carter to be coming in and backing up the play. I know it's routine, and I'm not just looking for anything to celebrate here, but that's saved 90 feet. It keeps Williams at second as opposed to third.
2 balls and no strikes to count to Borba. That one sweeps in for a strike, 2-1.
A 33-pitch inning, 5 runs, 5 hits.
Stretch in the pitch. He went after that one and came up empty, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Double, single, air, home run, and another single, and 2 strikeouts. Runner at second base with 2 outs. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Borba. 5-1 Texas leads. We're in the bottom of the first. The pitch. Fly ball into center. Bristol Carter is back now to his right, makes the catch on the warning track. And the inning comes to a close. 5 runs in the inning. 5 hits, an error, and a man left. 5-1. Texas leads. Stay tuned. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Strike out ants, termites, and other pests with a call to Cook's Pest Control. Cook's proven pest control methods and superior termite control system keep your home safe and are backed by a 110% satisfaction guarantee. As the weather gets warmer, your spring cleaning isn't done until you call the official pest control partner of the Auburn Tigers, Cook's Pest Control.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
Back to Austin for more Auburn baseball against Texas.
Auburn scored a run in the top of the first on Ike Irish's home run. He has accounted for every run this weekend for Auburn. And then Texas responded with 5 of its own. And Auburn comes to the plate in the top of the second, trailing 5-1.
Ours is the only game that's currently underway in the SEC on the Yellowwood scoreboard. Games to come today. South Carolina goes for the sweep over Ole Miss. They'll play that game at 1 o'clock Central Time. At 2 Central, it is Georgia at Vanderbilt. Commodores playing for the sweep in Nashville. It's been a good weekend for home teams around the SEC.
Sure has.
LSU is trying to sweep Alabama at home in Baton Rouge. 5 o'clock start for that game. 5 o'clock start in Knoxville. Tennessee took the opener over Kentucky last night. Volunteers and Wildcats, they're playing a Friday, Saturday, Sunday series, so they'll get underway at 5 o'clock tonight. And then at 7:30, Florida plays at Mississippi State. Gators going for a road series win. Gators took a 13-3 decision in last night's series opener, so State trying to even it up. Mississippi State comes to Auburn next week. Series wins for Texas A&M at Arkansas, 2-1 over the weekend, and Oklahoma swept Missouri in Columbia.
Bristol Carter will lead off the Auburn second. Play up at third for Carter. The first pitch to him is a fastball for a strike. Ruger Riojas was hit hard in the top of the first by Auburn. Tigers got a run out of it. But now he leads 5-1 as he pitches to Auburn in the second. The pitch. Carter swings and lifts one into shallow right field. And the second baseman is out. Rodriguez to make the catch. One out for Chase Fralick. Chase batting 1 for 8 on the weekend. He's hitting .338, 3 homers and 30 runs batted in. Tigers down 5-1. 1 out, top half of the second. Here's the stretch and the pitch. It misses inside for ball 1.
Especially the lefties. Irish's home run was crushed. McMurray a double down the right field line. And even Bub Terrell's ball looked like a laser up the middle coming off the bat.
Ground ball to the first base, smothered by Schussler to the bag, 2 outs.
Instead, he's got 2 outs in 4 pitches after his offense puts up a 5 spot.
And here's Cade Ballou for the first time this weekend. Batting .301, 4 homers, 16 runs batted in. Left-hander against the right-handed pitching Riojas. The pitch, swing and a miss. Ballou was in the lineup for Auburn on Tuesday night at Jacksonville State. He went 1 for 4. That was his first action since the Georgia series. 0-1. It misses low. The ball and a strike to Cade. Two down in the inning. The pitch. Ballou sends one into left. Jonah Williams underneath this one makes the catch, and Auburn is retired quietly in the second. 3 up and 3 down. 5-1, Texas leads it, and this is the Auburn Sports Network.
For 70 years, Max Credit Union has been more than just a financial institution. We've been a part of your community, your milestones, your dreams. At Max, you're not just a customer. You're a member, a neighbor, a friend. So as we celebrate 70 years of trust, service, and financial growth, we want to say thank you. Thank you for choosing Max, and thank you for letting us be a part of your journey. Max Credit Union, 70 years strong and just getting started. Federally insured by NCUA.
Big eating in Auburn and Opelika means Big Mike's Steakhouse, famous for high-quality steaks cooked to perfection on an open-fire grill served in a relaxed, rustic atmosphere. It's happy hour at Big Mike's every Wednesday and Thursday from 4 to 6 and half off select appetizers, draft beer, and well drinks. And don't forget, a Big Mike's gift card will always be the perfect gift for Big City Steak in your hometown. It's Big Mike's Steakhouse in Auburn at Shigjordan Parkway and Wire Road.
All right, Auburn makes a call to the bullpen as we go to the second inning. It is Ryan Hetzler for the Tigers, the transfer from Cal Baptist out of Corona, California. 5'11", 176-pound sophomore right-hander. He has been the primary closer this year for the Tigers. 11 appearances, all in relief. He has 4 saves and a 3.94 earned run average. 16 innings, 10 hits, 7 earned runs, only 2 walks, 14 strikeouts. Team's hitting 175 against Ryan Hetzler. In SEC play, 4 saves in 6 outings and a 5.73 ERA. 7 runs, 9 hits in 11 innings, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. And opposition in the SEC is hitting 220 against Ryan Hetzler. Tough start for Andreas Alvarez, his 3rd straight SEC start. And this one he got hit around. 4 runs. 4 earned runs, 5 runs total, 5 hits in 1 inning, no walks, 2 strikeouts. He threw 35 pitches, 25 of them for strikes. So he had a fine strike percentage, but some pitches that were way too hittable. Texas A&M with a 3-run homer from Kimball Schussler, another homer from Adrian Rodriguez, 3 extra base hits as they batted around in the first inning. So as a result, Hetzler gets Mendoza to start the second.
Strikeout victim in the first. Pitch from Hetzler. Sweeps in for strike 1.
Well, much earlier than we are used to seeing Ryan in an appearance.
Well, you're not kidding. 0-1 pitch. Missed outside, a ball and a strike.
Question will be, how long can he go? How much can he give you today? He's gone 2 innings plus a couple of times against SEC opponents.
A ball and a strike to Mendoza. 5-1, Texas leads, bottom of the second. Pitch. Chopper left side, 2/3. Snow fields and throws. Nicely played for the out.
Hit off the end of the bat, up the line. Snow charged and then made the throw on the run well. Last 3 outings for Hetzler have been at least 2 innings. He went 3 at Georgia, 3 against Alabama for a save, 2 1/3 against LSU for a save, with only 3 earned runs over that 8 1/3 inning span.
1 out for Ryan Galvan. He got things started for Texas with 1 out in the second, or in the first. Hit it off the top of the wall in right center field for a double. And he scored the first of the 5 runs for the Longhorns. Came on a 3-2 pitch.
Yeah, he fell behind in that at bat. Alvarez, that's the at bat that turned the inning.
Ball 2 on off the outside edge.
Once Alvarez got to 2 strikes, he tried to get him to chase a couple of times. He wouldn't do it, and then threw him a very hittable pitch on 3-2.
2-0 pitch. Galvan takes ball 3 outside.
He's just not swinging at anything below the knees.
Nope.
He's seeing it very well down.
11 homers and 32 runs batted in for Galvan, who's 3 for 9 on the weekend. 3-0. Got a high strike call, 3 balls and a strike. Three-one pitch. Off-speed delivery for strike 2. Three-two pitch to Galvan. And he taps it foul at the plate. Auburn with the blue jerseys today. Orange numerals on the front. White scripted Auburn across the chest. Gray trousers. Blue ball cap and the orange AU across the front. Another 3-2 to Galvan. To the shortstop, Fabian. He throws to first for the second out. Texas with the white trousers, the orange stripe down the side, the Texas orange jerseys. White lettering and numerals on that jersey, and white ball cap, orange brim, and the orange tee across the front. Sporting the white cleats today. Pitch on the way. Inside, off-speed pitch to Jalen Flores. Singled up the middle in the first inning. Came home to score on the home run by Schussler. Pitch fouls it back.
Could get a 1-2-3 inning here. Get the bats back up there. Maybe have some more patient at bats against Riojas in the third. Kind of start chipping away a little bit at a time.
Ball and a strike to Flores. Gasparino on deck. Here's the pitch from Hetzler. Strike on the outside corner, 1-2. Flores is 3 for 8 with a couple runs scored this weekend for the Longhorns. Texas looking for the sweep. Pitch missed outside. 2-2. Leading Auburn 5-1. We're in the bottom of the second. 2 outs and nobody on. Hetzler, the pitch. Ground ball right side. It's through for a base hit. Nice job of hitting by Flores. He's 2 for 2 today.
And both of his hits have come with 2 strikes. They were playing him to pull up the middle. Rembert was shading closer to the bag at second. Too much ground to make up to get to it.
Well, this weekend they've been an outstanding 2-strike hitting team. They just have.
Yep.
They've taken advantage of mistakes. They have made good swings on pitches with 2 strikes. And Flores is aboard with a 2-out single to right. That brings Will Gasparino to the plate. Stretch in the pitch. Strike call. A run was home in the first when he came up with runners at first and second. A hard hit ball to Snow that he did not field cleanly. I don't know if it was a double play ball or not. Texas went on to score 4 more runs. That's outside, a ball and a strike. Schussler and Rodriguez then hit back-to-back homers on back-to-back pitches in the first. Throw to first, they had him leaning, but the throw was a little bit high and no tag applied by Cooper McMurray. Flores, 3 stolen bases, 4 attempts. Two outs and a runner on first for Texas. A couple ground ball outs in the inning. Pitch on the way. Down the third base line, it's fair. That'll get into the corner. Flores around second base on his way to third. He'll hold there. It's a double for Gasparino. 12th double of the year for Gasparino. And that's the 4th extra base hit in the first 2 innings for Texas.
Now, this is as locked in as Texas has been in an SEC weekend offensively.
But here's Kimball Schussler, who has been the most of the locked in this weekend. He is 6 for 8, has scored 4 runs, has driven home 5, and hit a pair of home runs. Schussler stepped into the box and then stepped out. Second and third with 2 outs for Texas here in the second inning. Ryan Hetzler off the stretch in the pitch. Strike call on the outside corner.
They scored 19 runs in their series against LSU, 16 against Georgia, 15 at Kentucky last weekend.
0-1. This is outside, a ball and a strike.
They're at 16 right now this weekend.
Flores is at third and Gasparino down at second. A ball and a strike to Kimball Schussler. 2 outs, bottom of the second. Pitch. Popped up right side. That'll get out of play. A ball and 2 strikes. Infield back with 2 outs. Matter of fact, Rembert will be in shallow right field right now. Hetzler comes set. Now the 1-2 pitch. Just missed the outside corner. Irish tried to bring it in to no avail. 2-2 the count.
He's landed a few of those sliders way low and outside. That one swept across the plate. I thought he might get the corner there.
Hetzler comes set, the 2-2. Missed upstairs with a fastball. Full count now to Schussler.
They do a really good job of getting involved in big moments.
3-2 pitch. Chopped foul into the Auburn dugout. First year in the Southeastern Conference, and Texas is on top. 15-2. Looking for their 13th consecutive conference win. And leading 5-1 with 2 outs in the second. The pitch. Line drive down the third base line. It's fair. That'll get home a couple. Schuessler around first base, digs for second. It's a 2-run double. His 14th of the year. And it's a 7-1 Texas lead.
Schuessler is driven in 5 of their 7 runs today.
We are watching the SEC Player of the Week in all likelihood.
Yep, that's a good point.
Of the 8 base hits today, 4 have come with 2 strikes. So that parade continues for Texas.
It's their highest scoring SEC series with the exception of Missouri so far. They scored 29 runs in that Missouri series. And got to find some kind of answer for this offense in a hurry.
Here's Adrian Rodriguez. First pitch, outside corner for strike 1.
All this after the first 2 were out. 3 straight hits.
Three doubles and 2 homers in the ball game for Texas. Swing, fly ball down the left side, curving foul and out of play. 0-2 to Rodriguez. Homered in his first at bat. 1 pitch after Schuessler hit a 3-run shot.
They swept Mississippi State, Missouri, and Georgia, dropped single games to LSU and Kentucky. Those are their only 2 losses in the league to this point.
Currently leads 7-1. And there's a swing and a strike and a strikeout. 2 more runs on 3 hits. We're through 2. Texas leads Auburn 7-1, and Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
I like what I like, and I do what I want.
If what you like is getting the highest payouts, getting the most free play, and finding more of your favorite games on a spacious upscale gaming floor, then Wind Creek Montgomery is your kind of fabulous. No matter what fabulous means to you, you'll find it here. Wind Creek Montgomery. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Back to the ballpark for more Auburn baseball.
We go to the third. Auburn trails 7-1. 5 in the first, 2 more in the second for the Longhorns. The lone run for Auburn off the bat of Ike Irish, his 4th home run of the weekend. And the second inning today was presented by Southern Union. There's a new path to the Plains. It runs through Southern Union State Community College. Moves seamlessly to Auburn to complete a bachelor's degree in selected programs by taking courses at Southern Union and Auburn concurrently, and all at Southern Union's tuition rates. Let Southern Union put you on a path to the Plains. Along with Brad Law, I'm Andy Burcham, Quinn Burkeen in our Skyview Auburn studios. 9-1-2 hitters for Auburn in the third. Riojas has thrown 21 pitches. Go ahead, Brad.
14 in the first inning, only 7 in the second. Auburn went quietly and quickly. You got to get a few more pitches into a guy who has steadily lengthened his outings over 100 pitches last week at Kentucky.
Derek Fabian will lead it off for Auburn, 1 for 6 this weekend. Here's the pitch. He shows bunt and takes it inside for ball 1.
He handles the bat well. He has 3 sacrifices in SEC play. Good to see him get a base hit last night after he's hit a lot of balls well, but right at guys.
Third baseman backs up. Fabian waits the 1-0 and takes it high for ball 2. 83 on the change. And the rain starts to fall here in
sure
in Austin.
Does.
Yeah. That's going to send folks scurrying for cover. 2-0 to Fabian. Here it is. Ball 3 high.
It's not much. And the good news is, at the moment, there doesn't appear to be anything other than rain involved.
3-0 the count to Fabian. Here's the pitch. And the strike, 3-1. Derek hitting .257, 4 homers, 28 runs batted in.
The mound is dirt. Everything else is turf, so they could play in this for a while.
You got it. 3-1 pitch. Fabian swings and misses. 3-2. Threw him a slider on 3-1.
Yeah. Well, you got a little more leeway to do
Yes,
that, too,
indeed.
with a 6-run lead.
3 balls and 2 strikes to count to the Auburn shortstop. The wind of the pitch. Chapper to the third base side. Fielded. Throws to first. Got him by a half step. Nicely played by Borba. Had to go deep in the hole to his left and got the fleet-footed Fabian at first.
For the last 5 outs on ground balls, Tigers have rolled over a few since the McMurray double in the first.
And here is Eric Snow, a strikeout victim to lead off the game. Tigers trail 7-1. We're in the top of the third. Pitch. It misses low and away. Eric 1 for 9 this weekend. This has not been an offensive showcase this weekend for Auburn. Auburn came into today hitting 173 as a team in the first 2 games. Pitch. Line drive foul. Look out into the stands. Again, there is no net covering from the edge of the dugouts all the way down into the corner. Let's hope everybody's all right down there. That ball was smoked by Snow.
To your point, the only 2 players with multiple hits are Irish and Carter.
A ball and a strike to Snow. Pitch on the way. Fouled back, had a good cut. A ball and 2 strikes. Auburn is back in action on Tuesday. Georgia Tech comes to Plainsman Park. 6 o'clock first pitch. We'll be on the air at 5:45. 1-2 pitch to Snow. Pitched upstairs with a fastball, 2-2. And then Mississippi State in town for the weekend. Stretch. 2-2 pitch to Eric. Here it is. Ball 3 high. Well, he's gone to a full count.
Yep.
In both of the at-bats to Fabian and Snow in this inning.
Well, you like that Auburn's hitters have been a little more patient in this inning. They're not pressing down 6 early.
Full count pitch to Snow from Riojas. Here it is. Ground ball to the shortstop. Couple hops. Throws to first. 2 outs. Two down for Chris Rembert. Auburn's only 2 base hits today. The homer to right by Irish and the double to right by McMurray. Rembert flied out to center in the first. Stretched by Riojas in the pitch. High and outside. Ike Irish on deck for Auburn has accounted for every RBI this weekend for the Tigers. 1-0 delivery. Caught the inside corner. Strike 1.
Rembert with a really good swing in the first. A deep fly to center field.
A ball and a strike. The Auburn second baseman, the pitch sweeps away and down. 2 balls and a strike.
Worked himself into a hitter's count. Got a fastball. Saw it well. He's got a head here.
2-1 pitch. Swing at the changeup out in front. 2-2. 2 outs and nobody on for Auburn. Riojas has set down 6 in a row. Stretch and the pitch. It's Miss Low. And for the 3rd straight hitter, Auburn has worked a full count pitch. But both Fabian and Snow bounced out for outs. Let's see what Rembert does on a 3-2 pitch. Here is the 3-2 to Rembert. Got him swinging on a pitch that was outside. 7 in a row set down by Riojas. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Texas leads Auburn 7-1. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Enjoy baseball and softball season on the Plains with live sports radio. Presented by Alpha Insurance. Auburn Sports Network broadcasts are available with no delay at both Plainsman Park and Jane B. Moore Field. Every grand slam, stolen base, and strikeout. Yours with no delay. Look for the live sports radio kiosk around the ballpark. Live sports radio lets you take the broadcast with you at every football game. Plus, home men's and women's basketball games, baseball, and softball. Live sports radio. Presented by Alpha Insurance.
Children's of Alabama is excited to partner with Auburn Baseball because at Auburn, it's about making a difference on and off the field. The team is thrilled to introduce Hits and Sits, where all proceeds will benefit Children's of Alabama. Step up to the plate and sponsor a home game. You can sign up by visiting bc5foundation.org. Choose a game and a strikeout or a hit. It will be echoed beyond Plainsman Park into the lives of families at Children's of Alabama. Sign up today at bc5foundation.org. War Eagle.
Bottom 3rd of the order coming up for Texas in the bottom of the 3rd. Longhorns lead the Tigers 7-1. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Five in the first, 2 more in the second for the Longhorns. And they lead the Tigers 7-1. It will be the bottom 3rd of the order. Farmer, Williams, and Borba for Texas. Tommy Farmer, the 4th, 2 for 7 this weekend. A strikeout victim in the 1st inning. Hetzler, his 2nd inning work for Auburn. Winds and fires and misses upstairs. 3rd inning today presented by the Vance Law Firm. Or the phone number is easy to remember. They say dial 3 for me. 334-333-3333. 1-0. Downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes to Farmer. No homers and 20 runs batted in for Farmer, batting .277 on the season.
He has struck out 43 times. That's the most on the team.
2-0. Ball 3 high. This Texas ball club has a midweek game at Texas State. That Texas State team came and beat UT here in Arlington.
Had a late inning rally to do that a couple weeks ago.
And then back at home for the 3-game series against A&M. 3-0 pitch is in for a strike.
Farmer, a guy you want to throw strikes. He will swing. He has a couple of doubles on the weekend, but he's a strikeout candidate.
3-1 pitch. Ground ball, base hit to left. Ninth hit of the ball game so far for Texas. And here is Jonah Williams. Signed as a safety, a 5-star safety for football. He's a big kid, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Great speed. And has become a folk hero this weekend for Texas baseball. Getting his first start last night. He's 3 for 5 in the series.
Listed at 6'3", 200.
Yeah.
And looks like he's been on the football weight program for a while.
I don't think there's any question.
Yeah.
Swears he bunts it third base side. It's a good one, and that's going to be a base hit. Auburn throws back, and does not get the runner at second base. Derek Fabian would like a review on the play.
Wow.
It's a really good bunt. And Williams is aboard with his fourth hit. There will not be a review on the play at second base. First and second, nobody out for Texas.
Well, Williams is new into the lineup, but he's not a number 8 hitter. He's not a guy that you stick down to the bottom. He's going to climb up the lineup as the back half of this season goes on.
A bunt, third base side foul by Borba. 7-1, and Texas throw in the third. Farmer at second and Williams at first.
Yeah, you got to – the way Auburn has struggled offensively, you watch that other number climb a little bit. You got to get some stops and some offense going, or it's going to be a shorter day than planned.
0-1 to Borba. Bunts it. Third base side foul again. 0-2.
Yeah, just smart baseball here. 6-run lead, trying to add on here, move those runners over, and get 2 in scoring position with 1 out.
First and second with no one out for Texas. Bottom half of the third. Borba behind, no balls and 2 strikes on 2 bunt attempts. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. First strikeout of the inning. It is the 4th of the day for Auburn pitching. K-Cannon presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number 1. Now back to the top of the order, and here's Mendoza. While it was the bottom half of the order last night that did the damage, it's been the top half here today.
Yeah. Well, and I look at this Texas team, and their offense, it just hasn't been overpowering. But Jonah Williams' addition to this lineup gives them an extra dimension.
First pitch is in there for a strike to Mendoza. John Armstrong in the Auburn pen. He's warming up. And Ike Irish, a quick meeting on the mound with his pitcher, Hetzler.
But yes, Galvin has good power. Flores, good power. Gasparino, good power. You know, between them, they've scored 5 runs today. They have 4 hits, a couple of extra base hits.
And then there's Schussler.
Who's
2 for 2 with a double and a homer, and he's driven home 5.
7 for 9 on the weekend.
Throw back to second. Runner is back with Rembert covering. Off the stretch, Hetzler. 0-1 pitch. Out in front. Pitch was downstairs. 0-2 the count to Mendoza.
These early runs for Texas, too, with the pitching staff they have, not just their starters, but their bullpen. You're playing uphill, and it feels more pressurized than playing other teams if you're trailing early.
0-2 to Mendoza. He swings and misses. A steady diet of off-speed deliveries from Hetzler for the second out of the inning.
Well, if Auburn can get out of this without any runs coming across, you look back at that strikeout to Borba as a potential turning point.
Well, he was trying just to get runners to second and third and was unable to get a bunt fair and then struck out.
Tough task to get Galvan here, but because he's been very tough at the plate today, even on the ground out. But if you could, that could be a little momentum.
Galvan with runners at first and second. The pitch sweeps inside for ball 1. Doubled and scored in the first, grounded out to short in the second. He bats for the 3rd time in as many innings. Ryan Hetzler stretches and pitches. All upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes to Galvan. Texas, the number 1 team in the country, and they have played like that this weekend. Flexing the offensive muscles here today. First and second, 2 down. Stretch in the pitch. Strike call. Inside corner. 2 balls and a strike to Galban. 3 for 10 this weekend. Two-one pitch. Fly ball into center. Carter back and over to his right.
Good.
And a nice job of pitching by Hetzler to work out of the jam. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. We're through 3 in Austin. Texas leads Auburn 7-1, and Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Auburn baseball. Back to more of the Tigers and Longhorns.
7 runs, 10 hits, no errors, 4 men left on base for Texas. A run on 2 hits with an error and a man left for Auburn. We go to the 4th. Texas leads Auburn 7-1. To take you through the middle 3, here's Brad Law.
All right, Andy, thank you. Irish, McMurray, Terrell, 3 lefties against Ruger Riojas. It is Bark in the Park Day here. And, of course, I get excited about that because I can use dog puns. But I don't see any dogs. I haven't seen dog 1 in the park. Maybe they're all outside. Maybe there's some, okay. They're out in the area beyond the left center field wall. But it's like bark sort of in the park.
Would that be considered bark in the park? I don't think that's part of the park at all.
No, it's bark beyond the park.
Bark at the park.
Bark in the general vicinity of the park. And I just don't think that justifies using a bunch of dog puns. So
I would agree.
Yes, I know you would. I know you would.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hetzler got out of a 2-on, nobody out situation in the bottom of the 3rd, and now Ike Irish coming up to start the 4th. Let's see if Auburn can muscle away any momentum from that and try to get something going offensively. Ike Irish hit his 4th home run of the series, his 3rd straight home run. Homers in 3 straight at-bats. First Auburn player to do that since Edouard Julien in 2019. And the one he hit in the first was, I think, the hardest hit of the 3. He swings at the first pitch here. He got a fastball, and he fouled it off to the right. 0-1. I was a little surprised they started him with a fastball there, but again, Riojas is pitching with a 7-1 lead. Texas goes into the shift on the infield. Third baseman, Borba, over where the second baseman typically plays. And Rodriguez out in shallow right field. Pitches down the middle, a fastball. And it's 0-2. Irish, 5 for 9, 4 homers, 6 RBIs. Driven in all 6 of the runs. 0-2 pitch is a called 3rd strike. Off speed on the inner half. Fastball to get ahead, and then off speed for strike 3. And here's Cooper McMurray. The veteran Riojas. Dynamic for Texas San Antonio a year ago, and he's just filled right in as a weekend starter for Texas. There's a first pitch strike. Fastball at 96 to McMurray. Back-to-back strikeouts now for the Texas right-hander going back to the third inning. Nobody on, one out in the fourth. Pitch to McMurray. Fouled straight back. 0-2. Nothing but strikes. McMurray, the last Auburn batter to reach. 8 in a row retired by Riojas since Auburn's 2 extra base hits in the first. The Irish homer, the McMurray double. It's been it today. 0-2 pitch. Missed outside. 1-2. A very brief rain shower earlier. Scattered some in the crowd for just a couple of minutes. Now people have found their way back to their seats. Here's the 1-2 to Auburn's first baseman. Bouncing ball right side. Slowly over to first. Schuessler has it, takes it to the bag himself. 2 up, 2 down, 9 in a row retired by Riojas. 5 ground outs, 2 fly outs, 2 strikeouts. And here is Bub Terrell. Two outs and nobody on, top of the fourth. 7-1, Tigers trail. The pitch. Terrell takes the ball low and in, gets away all the way to the backstop, 1-0. Auburn will fly home tonight and get ready for 4 in a row at home. Just 2 more home series. 1-0 pitch to Bub, misses downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Terrell bounced to short. His first time, he's 1 for 8 on the weekend. Freshman season and his average right at 300. .20 pitch. Terrell swings and grounds it to second. And booted, picked up, throwing the first in time. Rodriguez was able to make up for it. Throws out Terrell. Auburn goes quietly again in the fourth. Third straight inning that Riojas has retired the side quickly and quietly. Texas leads 7-1 as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Hey guys, it's Auburn baseball season again, and if you want to hit your next big event out of the park, then get Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Auburn to help with all of your catering needs. From team parties to tailgating or any big event you may have, Baumhauer's always hits a home run by making sure all of your logistics are covered, and you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the big game. And if you need a place to host your party, come try Baumhauer's new covered patio. Give us a call to book your big event today. Baumhauer's Victory Grill, 2353 Bent Creek Road in Auburn. War Eagle.
The Southeastern Conference. It's the land of legends, the places, the faces, and moments.
And he's going for it. It's a touchdown!
We've seen the confetti fall again and again. We're not done. It's time for the next generation to make their mark and go from 14 deep to 16 strong. It's a whole new ball game in the SEC, and it just means more.
7-1 Texas. Ryan Hetzler begins his third inning of relief. He'll face Flores, Gasparino, and Schuessler. And those guys have been on base all 6 times they've come to the plate. They have 5 hits. They have 5 runs scored. Schuessler's driven in 5 of Texas's 7 runs. They've out-hit Auburn 10-2. It's just been all Texas here on the series finale so far. Conecuh Sausage, the official sausage and hot dog of the Auburn Tigers. Conecuh Sausage, game day favorite, always great on the grill. Pick up a pack at your local grocery store. Visit the Conecuh Gift Shop in Evergreen, Alabama, off I-65 at exit 96. Before panic sets in, Auburn was swept at Georgia 3 weeks ago, came back and won the series against Alabama and LSU, winning 5 of those 6 conference games. First pitch of the inning, up and in. Flores had shown bunt and barely got out of the way of it. A ball and no strikes. And again, Texas has 3 series sweeps to its credit already this year. They're looking for a 4th. They did this same thing to Georgia just a couple of weeks ago. Auburn is home against Georgia Tech Tuesday night, home against Mississippi State next weekend. Pitch low and away to Flores. Flores, 2 singles, 2 runs scored. He is 4 for 9 on the weekend. Right-handed hitting shortstop, crowds the plate. Hetzler deals. Gets a pop-up on an off-speed pitch, middle of the infield. Fabian calls off Rembert. Directly behind the bag at second base, Derek puts it away. And Flores is retired for the first time this afternoon. You only have 8 more chances to see the Tigers at home this season. It's crazy. The season does. You wait for those first 4 non-conference weekends, and then conference play starts, and it is a whirlwind. Mississippi State at home next weekend. And then a week from Tuesday, Tigers are at the Hoover Met to take on Samford. First pitch swinging, Gasparino comes up short. Comes up empty on a breaking ball. Tigers go to Tennessee in 2 weekends, then South Carolina at home, and the Tigers close the regular season at Ole Miss. Gasparino waves and misses at another slider. He's quickly in a hole, no balls, 2 strikes. Hetzler has settled in a little bit, 4 in a row retired by the sophomore right-hander. And the 0-2 to Gasparino. This time he takes the slider down on the turf, skips away from Irish, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gasparino reached on an error in the first. He doubled and scored in the second. That error, it was a hard hit ball, but Snow has played well at third, and he's grabbed a couple like that. If he comes up with it, might be a double play that gets out of the inning. 0-2, breaking ball low and outside. I'm not putting all 5 runs on the back of that one play, but certainly that first inning could have looked a lot different. Auburn turns a double play there. They're not down 5. There's a slow roller to Snow at third. He scoops it quickly and throws over to first in time. 2 up, 2 down. And the batter will be Kimball Schuessler. And Schuessler has put on a show. He's put on a show all weekend. Started with a go-ahead home run in Thursday's series opener. A couple of more hits yesterday. And so far today, he's 2 for 2 with a 3-run homer and a 2-run double. At least he's up here with nobody on base. First pitch to him. Over for a strike. Started him with a slider, 0-1.
Auburn has yet to retire Texas in order today.
Yeah, they've had at least 2 base hits in every inning. 10 hits were in the 4th inning. 0-1 pitch. Schuessler bounces it to second on 3 hops, gloved by Rembert, and there is a 1-2-3 inning. Nicely done by Hetzler and the defense behind him. 3 up, 3 down go the Longhorns in the 4th. We head to the 5th. It's 7-1 Texas. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for the Plains. The Auburn University Regions Visa Debit Card and prepaid Regions Now card. They're a win for your wallet and a big war eagle, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tiger pride? Order your card now at regions.com/GoTigers. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
Back to Austin for more Auburn baseball against Texas.
Thank you, Mark Aston. Auburn trying to figure out Ruger Riojas, Carter Freilich Ballou, 6, 7, 8 hitters. First 2 up, here in the 5th inning. It is the 5th inning that is presented by Wind Creek Casinos. Elevate your game plan to fabulous. Play the hottest games and win fabulous rewards at Wind Creek Casinos and on the Casinoverse app.
We have a new pitcher, and I think he's been in for an inning. I missed it earlier. I apologize. Jason Flores, freshman right-hander, 6'1", 245 from Wiley, Texas. He was the one that retired Auburn in order in the 4th.
Okay. So from one right-hander to the other. They look a little similar, too. Flores goes to work against Bristol Carter. First pitch. Way outside, wild, all the way to the backstop. 1 ball, no strikes. So Flores got a strikeout and 2 groundouts. Auburn got out the same way they did against Riojas. It's the shortest outing for Riojas in a while. Here's the pitch. Bouncing ball, left side, third baseman gloves in fair territory. Borba throws and gets the speedy Carter. He was playing up anyway, and Carter topped it for the out.
Flores' numbers are good coming into today. 3-1, a 1.48 ERA, 11th appearance, his 8th in relief.
For Riojas, his shortest outing since March 16th against Mississippi State when he worked 2 innings. 3 today for the Texas starter. And here's Chase Fraley. His first look at Flores. He takes a ball high. Fraley grounded to first against Riojas. 2 of his 3 homers have come in league play, 12 of his 30 RBIs. Pitch. Missed the inside corner, 2-0. He, like everybody else, has just struggled to get it going offensively this weekend. Bristol Carter, Ike Irish, the only guys with multiple hits. Flores works off the left side of the rubber, the right-hander. Has been from the stretch throughout. He delivers and misses outside again. 3 balls, no strikes. Riojas had gone 7 innings, 6 innings, and 6 2/3 before today. That's a couple of short outings for various reasons. 2 of the 3 Texas starters, 3 innings or less. The pitch. There's a get me over fastball at 95 for strike 1. Nobody on, 1 out, top of the 5th. Tigers trail 7-1. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 4. And the first base runner since the first inning for the Tigers comes in the form of a 1-out walk to Chase Fraley.
And the first walk today surrendered by Texas.
You still got plenty of time if you can figure some things out, get into a rhythm offensively. The homer and double in the first by Irish and McMurray. It's only the, Auburn only did it once yesterday where they had back-to-back batters reach base. Pitch to Ballou, up and out. A ball and no strikes. They did it once Thursday, and that was it. So only 3 times all weekend have back-to-back batters reached base. And a walk was involved in one of those. So it's only the second time this weekend they've had back-to-back hits. Catcher went out to visit with Flores briefly. Galvan slowly making his way back to the plate.
Right-hander Andre Duplantier is warming up in the pen for Texas, or at least throwing. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Count 1 ball, no strikes to Ballou. The pitch, low and inside. Cade took it, 2-0. And after the walk to Fralick, Ballou has now gotten ahead in the count, 2-0. Top of the 5th, 7-1 Texas. They've out-hit Auburn 10-2. The pitch. Ballou takes a strike. Fastball, 95, 2-1. Can he look for another? Flores could get into some hot water if the fastball is the only pitch that he's throwing for a strike. Right-hander comes set. He deals. Swing and a fly ball to left. Williams has a beat on it. Waits. Makes the catch. 2 down. 2 flies to left for Ballou today. And it'll take a 2-out hit from Derek Fabian if Auburn wants to extend this 5th inning. Fabian bounced to third his first time. 1 for 7 with a walk and a run scored this weekend. First pitch to him. Down and outside. 1-0.
He has fallen behind every hitter in this inning as Flores.
One on, 2 out. Flores comes set. Fabian way off the plate. The pitch. Inside. 2-0. With Flores working off the left side of that rubber, Fabian backs off the plate a little bit. Flores comes set and is 2-0. There's a strike over the outer half. 2-1. Riojas got Auburn on 7 pitches in the second inning. Since then, they've been more patient at the plate, but still not getting into a rhythm. Pitch. Off speed, called strike. Counts even, 2-2.
Watch out for something off the outside corner.
Yeah.
Almost a waste pitch.
Fabian moves toward the plate, maybe a half step. And the 2-2. Off speed and inside. If he's right up on top of the plate, it hits him.
Missed his spot, too.
Yep. Counts full. Freilich walked on a 3-1 pitch. Fabian now 3-2. A head start for Freilich at first. Pitch on the way. Line drive off the pitcher's foot. Glove by the shortstop. No, he can't come up with it cleanly. That got the back of the foot of Flores. It was headed up the middle for a base hit had he not stuck the foot out, and it almost ricocheted straight to Jalen Flores at short.
From Flores to Flores.
Yeah.
His back foot, his left foot. I think it hit him on the bottom of the cleats, too.
I think so. It's a single for Fabian, his second base hit of the weekend. Maybe ought to get Derek going for the second half of league play. Here's Eric Snow, his third at bat of the game. He's 0 for 2, strikeout and a ground out. He lines one foul up the right side, just beyond the seats. 0-1. Eric 0 for 2. He's 1 for 10 on the weekend. In SEC play, now just a shade under 200, came in with a 325 on base percentage. 0-1 pitch. Off speed and low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rembert has hit well in league play. Irish on a tear right now. There's Snow at the top of the order. He can get on base a little more consistently. Doesn't strike out much. Had a little trouble of late finding green grass. Pitch. Popped up and back off the net. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Snow can get back into a routine of setting the table, just finding a way to get on base. That sets it up for Rembert and Irish behind him. 2 outs in the inning, 2 on for Eric here. RBI opportunity. The 1-2 pitch. Off speed, swung on and missed. Chased a high one just as he did in the first inning. And Auburn comes up with nothing in the 5th. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. To the bottom of the 5th, still 7-1 Texas. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
I like what I like, and I do what I want.
If what you like is getting the highest payouts, getting the most free play, and finding more of your favorite games all on a spacious upscale gaming floor, then Wind Creek Wetumpka is your kind of fabulous. No matter what fabulous means to you, you'll find it here. Wind Creek Wetumpka. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You've created a comfortable home office. Now let Carrier provide the cash bonus. For a limited time, you can claim up to $1,550 in cool cash rebates on a qualified Carrier home comfort system. There's never been a better time to upgrade to year-round premium comfort and energy savings. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Seven to 1 Texas. Auburn strands a couple in the top of the fifth. And as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning, it's Rodriguez, Farmer, and Williams due up. Texas got 5 in the first and 2 in the second. Ryan Hetzler, 3 innings. He has retired 6 in a row. He gave up back-to-back singles to Farmer and Williams in the third, and then struck out Borba and Mendoza. Got Galban to fly out, and then retired the side in the fourth. He is at 54 pitches, and that's getting on up there, close to a season high, if not already. Let's check. Yeah, his season high coming in was 48. So a season high pitch count, and if he gets an out, it's a season high outing in length for Hetzler. Started Rodriguez with a pitch high, 1-0.
Raining again, Brad.
Okay. Little light shower at the ballpark. 1-0 pitch. Fly to center, straight away. Bristol Carter in his tracks, makes the catch. 1 down in the fifth.
As Auburn gets that first out, Parker Carlson warming up in the pen for Auburn.
He was hot yesterday, and we talked to Butch Thompson a little earlier in the weekend. He liked him on Friday, liked him better on Saturday, though. He's been out the last couple of series. 1 away for Tommy Farmer, a single and a strikeout for Farmer, 2 for 7 on the weekend. First pitch up and in, ball 1. Hetzler has fallen behind Farmer both times. Gave up a single on a 3-1 pitch. That was 2 innings ago. We're in the fifth. And there's a fly ball to center. Carter in, still coming, still coming. He's got to play it on a hop. Got it in on the hands, an off-speed pitch that was blooped to right center. And the second hit of the day for Farmer. 4th hit of the weekend for the Texas right fielder. They came in hitting .306 for the series, and they've hit better than that today. That is their 11th hit. Texas 11 for 25 today. 3 for 9 with runners in scoring position. Auburn 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position. First pitch slider down and in. Williams held up 1-0. He's 2 for 2, meaning he's 4 for 8 on the weekend, and he has hits in 4 of his last 5 at-bats. Throw to first, no tag applied. A pair of singles, and he's gone up there swinging too. Early count base hits for the freshman who enrolled early. Means he could conceivably still be in high school right now. First, or the pitch to him misses low. It's 2-0. Longhorns 7, Tigers 1. They've out-hit Auburn 11-3. They've stranded 4. Tigers have left 3. The pitch to Williams is low, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. I think Ryan may be just about at the end of the line. Three 3-0. Runner at first, 1 out, the pitch. There's a strike, 3-1. Borba, the third baseman, waits between the on-deck circle and the plate. Stretch by Hetzler in the pitch, missed inside. That's a walk. 2 on, 1 out. First walk issued by Hetzler. First by Auburn pitching today. Andreas Alvarez went through the order once in the first inning. They got him for 5 runs on 5 hits. And now Texas is threatening here in the 5th. Sophomore Hetzler out there trying to battle through it against the number 9 hitter Borba. Pitch. A little bit high, 1-0. Love to get a ground ball here from Borba. He grounded into a double play in yesterday's game. Light rain continues to fall. Light but persistent. Here's the pitch. There it is for a strike. Fastball at 90. Count even at 1-1. This will wrap up what has been a long travel week for Auburn. There was no trip back home in between the Jack State and Texas trips. 1-1. They throw back to second, and Rembert falls over Farmer to save that ball and keep it from going into center field.
That's a nice play by Rembert.
Yeah. Stretch by Hetzler. He looks to second again, comes home. Must have been a little bit low, 2-1. Sophomore right-hander pitching earlier in a game and deeper into a game than he has pitched this year. And now pitching with a lot of rain. I can't imagine he pitched in rain very often. Pitch. Fouled off to the left side. 2-2.
It's unusual that Hetzler has not pitched until the 3rd game, and it's even more unusual that when he came in for the first time this weekend, it was the start of the 2nd inning.
Yeah. Well, you got to think they didn't want to leave the weekend having not pitched him, and certainly the opposite of a save situation. He was trying to keep it from getting further out of reach. 7-1 our score, 2-2 hit him. Slider that never broke, and the bases are loaded with 1 out. A single, a walk, and a hit batter. And I think Hetzler is giving it everything he's got out there, but in the rain and now north of 60, almost 70 pitches. He's at 68 pitches. This is 20 more than the deepest he had gone in a game. Back to the top of the order in Ethan Mendoza. And that will likely be it. Here is Everett Tiefert out of the dugout. Gutty effort from Hetzler. At one point retired 7 in a row. Got out of a tight spot in the 3rd without allowing a run. But now with the bases loaded and 1 out, and having given up a single, a walk, and hit a batter in succession, Hetzler's afternoon is finished. He'll get a nice hand as he comes back to the dugout. 7-1 our score. Texas threatening in the bottom of the 5th inning. Auburn makes the Alabama Power call to the bullpen.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
Auburn to the bullpen for number 23, Parker Carlson. Senior right-hander, 6'2", 202, out of Mobile and Faith Academy. 3-1 this season, a 3.50 earned run average. This will be his 11th relief appearance with a save. 18 innings pitched, 7 runs, all earned on 12 hits. 19 strikeouts, just 3 walks. He has given up 3 homers, and opponents are hitting 190 against Parker Carlson. 2-0 in SEC play, a 3.18 ERA. This will be his 5th relief appearance in the league. 5 2/3 innings, 2 runs on 6 hits, 2 strikeouts, no walks, a homer, and opponents hitting 286 against Parker Carlson. Ryan Hetzler, 3 1/3 innings today, 2 runs on 6 hits, 3 strikeouts, a walk, and a hit batter. However, with 1 out in the bottom half of the 5th and Auburn trailing 7-1, Hetzler leaves the bases loaded, and the top of the order coming up for Parker Carlson.
Texas is on the road in the midweek at Texas State, and then they get 4 straight at home. Texas A&M for a weekend series, then Prairie View. Their 4 conference series after this weekend. Texas A&M at home, at Arkansas. A&M just took 2 of 3 from Arkansas, by the way. They host Florida, which is gaining a little momentum. And then they close the regular season at Oklahoma.
I think it's a pretty favorable schedule.
Yeah, it's manageable down the stretch. This
for the number 1 team in the country.
Yeah, this will be the favorite. Texas will leave here. They came into the weekend as the favorite to win the regular season championship, and they will leave this weekend as the favorite to win the SEC. Auburn, as we said before, has Mississippi State at home, at Tennessee, South Carolina at home, and at Ole Miss. That's a Mississippi State team that lost at home last night to Florida. Florida's won 4 league games in a row. All right, back to action. Ethan Mendoza has struck out twice. He has bounced to 3rd. He is the only Longhorn hitter that hasn't reached base today. He bats with the bases loaded and 1 out in the 5th. Pitch from Carlson. Missed upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes.
Missed the last 2 weekends with an injury. Earned a win in back-to-back appearances, inning and a third at Kentucky.
1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. There's a strike. He brought it down just a little bit at 90. Evens the count at 1-1. Auburn's next 2 weekends are Friday, Saturday, Sunday series, and then 2 straight Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The last series of the year always Thursday, Friday, Saturday because the conference tournament starts the next week. But that last home series against South Carolina, also Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 1-1 is fouled back to the net, and it's a ball and 2 strikes to the leadoff man, the designated hitter. Mendoza, a .468 on-base percentage, and in league play, .417. Leads them in hits, leads them in runs scored. Kind of a prototypical leadoff hitter. Deep in the box, 1-2 pitch. Missed low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And with 1 out, and the bases loaded, he's just trying not to hit it on the ground at somebody.
McMurray is playing up at first. Yep. Snow is back a couple steps at 3rd. Middle infielder's looking for 2.
2-2 pitch to Mendoza. Inside, counts full. Mendoza with 4 home runs, 27 RBIs. He's 2 for 10 on the weekend. .444 on-base percentage coming into the game on the weekend, but he's 0 for 3 to start the day. Crowd tries to encourage him. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Boy, Carlson with the crowd against him and the face of adversity, surrounded by Longhorns, strikes out Mendoza. Big second out. Mendoza down on strikes for the 3rd time today. And now here's Rylan Galvan. Galvan. Catcher, 1 for 3. He's doubled and scored, grounded out, and flied to center. You can see the adjustment Bristol Carter has made defensively since Thursday, too. And the ball's hit immediately on just a routine fly ball. Because of the wind blowing across, not only is your first step back, but you got to take a step over toward left field.
And they've called ball 1 against Carlson.
They called him for a pitch clock violation.
Yep.
Okay. 1-0 the count. So his first pitch to Galvan is over for a strike. It's 1-1. Flores on deck. Bases loaded. Carlson looks home and delivers. Swing and a line drive, base hit to left. 1 run is in. They'll try for 2. Throw home is dropped by Irish. He couldn't get the hop. And 2 runs score on the single by Rylan Galvan. It's 9-1 Texas. Base hit to left. Farmer scored easily. Williams runs really well. They sent him. They tried the arm of Ballou and left. The throw, about a 3-hopper in, and would have been close, but Irish moved the glove over to try to apply the tag and didn't have the ball in it. So Galvan drives in his 33rd and 34th runs of the year. Those runs charged to Hetzler. Carlson steps off, bluffs back towards second. Jalen Flores, the batter, with runners at first and second and 2 outs. Texas now 4 for 11 with runners in scoring position and 5 for 9 with 2 outs. Pitch comm issues for Irish behind the plate. Everett Tiefert out to give him a new device. A dozen hits now for the Longhorns, 9 runs. It's the most they've scored in an SEC game since they got 15 at Missouri on March 28th. Pitch missed down and away. 1 ball, no strikes to Flores. They scored 11 against LSU in game 2 of that series. Those are their only 2 double-digit scoring games in conference play. Flores right up on the plate. Pitch from Carlson is over for a strike. 1-1. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Tigers now trail 9-1. 5 in the first, 2 in the second, and 2 in the 5th for Texas. Carlson comes set. Looks to second. And deals. And misses low and outside, 2-1. When he has missed, that has been the spot. First outing in 3 weeks for Carlson. Hopefully he can settle back into a rhythm today, and then he'll be important down the stretch. There's a bloop into right. On comes Terrell, still coming, and he makes a sliding catch in right field. A nice play by Bub Terrell for out number 3, and that keeps further damage from crossing. In fact, we'll give that our defensive play of the game, presented by Cook's Pest Control. 2 runs on 2 hits. The big blow, a 2-out single, 2-run single by Galvan. No errors and a 2 left on base. Don't forget to add pest control to your lineup, from keeping mosquitoes away to protecting against termites and clearing cobwebs. Spring cleaning isn't done until you call Cook's Pest Control. 9-1 Texas through 5. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Here's a clip from a recent Talking Tigers podcast with Andy Burcham.
Auburn baseball pitching coach Everett Tiefert.
We really had a great fall. I love what we did as far as trying to grow as a group, which I think was definitely a point of emphasis for us. You know, we did morning practice where, you know, coaches went and had breakfast with the guys. So we really spent a lot of time really bringing our guys together. We had them at our houses. You know, I had all the pitchers over to my house. Gabe had all the hitters over to his house. We're talented, but coming together as a team is what we need. And I think we did a good job of that. We do have a lot of talent, and I feel like I did a better job getting them prepared for the season than maybe I did last year.
A new episode of the Talking Tigers podcast is released every Monday, wherever you listen to podcasts. Like and subscribe to the Talking Tigers podcast, only from the Auburn Sports Network.
Auburn trails on getaway day in Austin. Longhorns have out-hit Auburn 12-3. They have just smothered the Tigers since scoring 5 in the first. They answered Ike Irish's home run in the top of the inning with 5 in the bottom of the first, and they have played with the advantage ever since. They've lengthened it out to a 9-1 lead. On the SEC Yellowwood scoreboard, a big start for Ole Miss at South Carolina. Rebels trying to win a game today. Salvage game 3 of that series. They lead South Carolina 7-2. They're only in the second inning in Columbia, so a really quick start for the Rebels offensively. All the other action in the league is later. Chris Rembert leads off the 6th against Jason Flores, and he sends a tapper left side foul.
Also in the Yellowwood scoreboard, Auburn softball trying to get a game in Knoxville. In the bottom of the third, Tennessee on top 1-0. Later today, starting at 3 o'clock Central, Auburn and Texas A&M in the semifinals of the women's SEC tennis tournament at the Yarborough Tennis Center.
0-1 pitch to Rembert. Ground ball to third. Clean shot this time for Borba. He fields and throws and gets Rembert by a step. Chris is 0 for 3. One away in the 6th inning, and here comes Ike Irish. Irish 1 for 2. He homered off of Riojas. And then he was the first batter Flores faced, and Flores got him on 3 pitches. Fastball, strike 1, fastball, strike 2, and then an off-speed pitch on the inside corner for strike 3. First pitch to Ike. In there for a strike, 0-1.
Mason Cook
okay,
in the Auburn pen.
They have wanted to get him into a game now for 3 weeks. And the games just haven't lent themselves to the opportunity. We'll see if today is different. Pitch to Irish, shows bunt. Bunts at left side against the shift. Foul, 0-2. Ike.
Mason Cook, number 33, and Hayden Murphy, number 22, both in the pen for Auburn.
The double number. Irish is having a weekend that, had the games gone differently, would put him right at the top of player of the week consideration.
No kidding.
4 homers on the weekend. Pitch to him. Off speed, way outside. It's 1-2. The blight on the weekend is that he has driven in every run for Auburn. 1-2 pitch to Ike. Fly ball, left center field. Back goes Gasparino, left center to the track. Makes the catch. 2 down. And that'll bring Cooper McMurray to the plate. A double in the first off of Riojas. He grounded to first against Flores. Now his second look at Flores. Jason Flores, no relation to Jalen, who plays shortstop. And Texas into the shift immediately against McMurray, who takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Cooper 1 for 9 on the weekend. The pitch off the hands, fouled up and out of play, 1-1. After the sweep at Georgia, Auburn came back and lost the home midweek game to UAB. Lost it 4-2. Tigers then ripped off 7 wins in their next 8 games. So some of it is what happens to you. Some of it, though, is how you respond. Auburn down 9-1 here today. The pitch. Check swing, foul off to the left. 1-2. Nobody on, 2 outs, top of the 6th. Tigers trail 9-1. Righty Flores against the lefty McMurray. He comes set with 8 on the pitch clock. Flores deals. Off speed, taken high. 2-2. Georgia, after its series here in Austin versus the pitch to McMurray, swung on and missed a slider down and in. And the inning is over. Continue this thought in the bottom half of the 6th. Auburn goes in order in the top of the inning. Tigers trail 9-1 through 5.5. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
You sit in traffic now, but later, there's a nice cold reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. You've earned this rich golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste because you know all your patience is paid out in gold. You remain calm through honks, bumper to bumper, and people yelling. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. SiriusXM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On SEC Radio, there's complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of SiriusXM free. Subscribe now. See offer details at SiriusXM.com/SEC Sports.
Back to Austin for more Auburn baseball against Texas.
As Texas comes to the plate in the bottom half of the 6th, Auburn with a Wind Creek call to the bullpen. And for the first time in his career, it's number 33, Mason Cook. Right-hander, 6'1", 197, a junior from Omaha, Nebraska, and a transfer from Creighton. Went 5-1 last year with the Blue Jays, a 3.29 ERA in 25 relief appearances. He led the Blue Jays with 6 saves, striking out 60 in 38 in the third innings, and held opponents to a .226 batting average. And he makes his Auburn debut. Auburn has tried for the last couple weeks to get this young man into a ball game. He makes his Auburn debut today, taking over for Parker Carlson, who came on with the bases loaded and 1 out in the bottom half of the 7th. Carlson, 2/3 of an inning, no runs on a hit. By the way, the line on Hetzler, 3 1/3 innings, 4 runs on 6 hits today.
Cook was ranked by Perfect Game as the number 1 player overall in the state of Nebraska. Obviously the number 1 pitcher in the class of 2022. He holds the Nebraska high school saves record for a single season and a career. Cook will have Gasparino, Schussler, and Rodriguez, the middle third of the order, to deal with here in the 6th. Mason Cook, first pitch in an Auburn uniform, misses low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Guys had some fun with Mason in Lexington when Auburn played Creighton in the NCAA tournament. And the Tigers went to that game after beating Kentucky in Lexington. Pitch popped up right side. It'll stay in fair territory, and Chris Rembert calls off. McMurray makes the catch near the line in right for the first out. And Auburn handled Creighton in the second half and pulled away for that round of 32 win. And some of the guys are asking Mason on the way back to the bus, hey, does that upset you? Were you happy to see that? Or are you happy that Auburn beat Creighton? They had laughs all around.
What was his response?
Well, I'll tell you, he wasn't as lively as you'd like for him to be.
Okay.
It's almost like there was a reason they were getting after him about it. First pitch in there for a strike to Schussler, 0-1.
Got to move around a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
you do.
Yeah.
The motion-activated lights in the press box. They were that way in Arlington, too, at the booth. You had to move around a lot to activate them. Pitch down and away, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, that was as big as a hotel room, wasn't it?
It was. It was a giant booth. This one here in Austin is
very nice,
spacious too.
They have been a terrific host.
Yeah,
up here.
They do the full meal catered in the press box too here.
Yeah,
old school. 1-1 pitch. Center field line drive. Carter going back, reaches up and makes the catch. That's a nice play.
It really is, and not an easy ball either.
No.
I mean, that ball is hit straight at him and behind him, and
he's running sideways too. He's not backpedaling, and he didn't turn his back. He's running sideways, and he had to reach up and make the catch. Ball was hit well by Schuessler. They've all been hit hard by Schuessler this weekend.
His career's over. He's over his last 2.
Yeah.
After beating Auburn's brains out for 3 days.
They should absolutely sit him for the rest of the game. He's in a slump.
Yeah.
2 outs. Good start for Mason Cook. Here's Adrian Rodriguez. 1 for 3, a homer, a strikeout, and a fly to center. And the first pitch misses low, ball 1. 92 from Cook. He's the 4th pitcher of the day for Auburn.
We're kind of learning together about Mason Cook, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Pitch. Check swing, slider down and in, and he didn't go, says Angel Campos. 2 balls, no strikes. The wind and the 2-0. A little bit low. 3 balls, no strikes. Reminds me a little bit of Samuel Dutton in the build. Got that strong lower half. A lot of power and drive through the legs for the right-hander. Cook rocks and deals. He missed low on that fastball at 92. And it's a 4-pitch walk to Rodriguez with 2 outs.
He also wears the goggles.
True. Here's Tommy Farmer. Tommy Farmer, the 4th. He's 2 for 3 today. 2 singles, a run scored, and his 43rd strikeout of the season. See what the right-handed hitter gets from Cook. Mason looks home and delivers. And misses low and outside. Ball 1. One on, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th inning. 9-1, Texas leads. Cook set at the belt. 3 on the pitch clock. His pitch home. Little dribbler back to the mound. Cook to his left. Sprints to get it. Rolls to first for the out. And Mason Cook gives up a 2-out walk, but nothing else. Before we go further, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Texas 9, Auburn 1. The 7th inning is straight ahead. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Auburn family, join us in welcoming head coach Larry Vickers to the Plains as he leads your Tigers into a new era of Auburn women's basketball. This past season alone, Vickers led his team to a perfect conference record and a program record of 30 wins en route to their 3rd straight conference title. As head coach, Larry Vickers brings championship pedigree to the Plains. You'll want to lock in your season tickets early for this new era of Auburn women's basketball. Head to aubtix.com. We'll see you in Neville Arena and War Eagle.
Since Auburn Bank opened in 1907, we've been tested by world wars, pandemics, and plenty of troubled times. Through it all, we've not only survived, but thrived by staying true to our core values of sound money management and putting our customers first. And just as surely as more challenges will come, we'll meet them the way we always have, with your confidence and our experience. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC, online at auburnbank.com.
Ready for the 7th inning in Austin. It has been all Texas today. The Longhorns scored 5 in the 1st inning, and they now lead 9-1. 12 hits to Auburn's 3. Terrell, Carter, and Freilich try to start some late inning rallying. They're up in the 7th against Jason Flores. We turn it back over to the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham.
Bob Terrell will lead it off against Flores, who came on in the 4th. His 3 innings of work, he's only given up a hit and a walk. Bob Terrell 0 for 2 today, 1 for 9 on the weekend. He's tapped out to short and grounded out to second. Right-hander Flores works off the stretch, and the pitch to Bub. Swing and a miss. Carter and Freilich to follow in the Auburn 7th. Tigers trail 9-1. Stretch and the pitch. Off-speed delivery, drops low. 2 balls or a ball and a strike. Terrell's average now under 300. He's hitting .298, 4 homers, 22 runs batted in. Stretch in the pitch. Swing, line drive, left center field. That's down for a base hit. Center fielder gets over to it. Terrell is on his way into second base, and he's there with a double. Good hustle by Terrell. Gasparino did all he could to get over to cut that ball off. He did before it got to the wall, but Bub is into second base with a leadoff double, his 8th double of the year. And now Bristol Carter to the plate. Sun's starting to shine through the clouds here in Austin. Carter 0 for 2. Stretch and pitch. Second or third base side. Even with the bang, the third baseman Borba throws to first and gets Carter. Second time today that Carter has bounced out to the third baseman. That brings up Chase Freilich. Freilich 0 for 1. He walked back in the 5th. He tapped out to the first baseman in the 2nd. And Galvan, the catcher, is out to talk it over with Flores with activity in the bullpen for Texas. Aiden Moffitt, a right-hander, warms up in the pen. Bob Terrell led off the inning with a double. He's at second now with 1 out. And Freilich at the plate. The shift is on for Chase. And the pitch. Inside corner, strike 1.
Sun comes out for the first time today. Moffitt in the bullpen, I'm looking at that. They have so many guys who are throwing 95. Just about everybody out of their bullpen, 95.
0-1. Freilich sends one to center. Gasparino is there, going back, makes the catch. Terrell tags and goes to third without a throw. Tagged well. And they appeal to second base, but Bub did not leave early, according to Jason Bradley. Two down for Cade Ballou. Has flied to left twice today.
Like Cade trying to go the other way. He's got plenty of power to do that. Looks like he'll face somebody else.
He's going to get another right-hander, I think.
Yeah.
And Texas makes a Pepper Tree pitching change for a new level of taste. Tiger fans know it's got to be Pepper Tree. For the best wine selection, the finest cuts of beef, visit Pepper Tree in Auburn and Montgomery and online at steaksandwine.com. Texas makes a Pepper Tree pitching change.
Hey guys, it's Auburn baseball season again, and if you want to hit your next big event out of the park, then get Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Auburn to help with all of your catering needs. From team parties to tailgating or any big event you may have, Baumhauer's always hits a home run by making sure all of your logistics are covered, and you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the big game. And if you need a place to host your party, come try Baumhauer's new covered patio. Give us a call to book your big event today. Baumhauer's Victory Grill, 2353 Bent Creek Road in Auburn. War Eagle.
Hard-throwing right-hander Aiden Moffitt out of Mount Olive, Mississippi, a transfer from LSU. He's from Jason Campbell territory, Taylorsville High. And a transfer from LSU, 6'3", 230 pounds. Aiden Moffitt is making his 5th appearance of the season. 2 2/3 innings, 1 run, no hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. He's hit 2 batters, thrown 1 wild pitch, but nobody has a hit off of him in 2 2/3 innings. An earned run average of 3.38. In SEC play, just 1 appearance, 1 1/3 inning, 1 hit batter, 2 strikeouts, no walks, no hits or runs allowed. Moffitt is a sidewinder with a fastball in the low to mid-90s, a slider and change as well. Lots of fastballs to lefties, and so I'm sure that's what they're talking about with Cade Ballou here. But again, no hits off of Moffitt in 4 outings, 2 2/3 innings so far this year. Flores got a nice ovation as he came off 3 2/3 scoreless for the Longhorns as the first reliever of the day for Texas. 2 hits allowed. He walked 1. He struck out 3. He threw 48 pitches, 30 strikes. So Flores 3 2/3 after Riojas gave up a run on 2 hits in 3 innings. And now it's in the hands of Aiden Moffitt here in the 7th with Terrell at 3rd and 2 down.
Ballou 0 for 2 with a couple fly balls, as Brad mentioned, going the opposite way. Good to see Cade back in the lineup in an SEC game for Auburn. His first since he separated his shoulder in a pinch running duty at Georgia. Slid headfirst into second base, then tried to hold on as he went beyond the bag, and that's when the injury occurred. Moffitt stretches and pitches, and Ballou takes it outside for ball 1. Terrell at 3rd led off the inning with a double, went to 3rd on the fly ball for the second out by Fralick to center. Auburn trails 9-1. Five in the first, 2 more in the second, and 2 more in the 5th for Texas. The pitch missed outside. Off-speed delivery, 2-0.
Ballou had that grand slam against Vanderbilt opening weekend of SEC play. And Auburn got a lot from Bristol Carter when Ballou was out of the lineup. It's the first time maybe the second time we've seen them both in.
2-0, misses inside, ball 3.
Cade is one of those guys that if he can get it going offensively down the stretch, can be a big weapon for the Tigers. We know about his power. We know about his speed.
He awaits the 3-0 from Moffitt. Ball 4, high and away. So runners at the corners for Auburn for Derek Fabian. Grounded out to 3rd in the 3rd. An infield single in the 5th for the Auburn shortstop.
Would not be surprised to see Ballou try to head to 2nd here early in this count. I know there are 2 outs.
Moffitt stretches. And the pitch. Ball inside. He has thrown 5 in a row to open this appearance out of the strike zone. Terrell at 3rd and Ballou at 1st. Fabian at the plate. Here is the 1-0. There's a strike. Took something off of that one. 1-1.
3rd walk issued this season by Moffitt. Limited duty.
Ballou edges away from first. Terrell from third, the pitch. Miss low and away, 2-1.
Auburn looking for its first hit this weekend with runners in scoring position.
Moffitt off the stretch and the 2-1 pitch to Fabian. Here it is. To the backstop. Here comes Terrell. He's going to try to score. He's safe. And Moffitt's hurt. Moffitt tried to tag. He dove to try and tag Terrell and immediately grabbed his left shoulder. Fabian goes to, or rather, Ballou goes to second. It's a 9-2 ball game. A wild pitch scores Terrell from third. Close play at the plate.
Yeah.
It didn't bounce that far away. As a matter of fact, it bounced off of the backstop back to the catcher who threw to Moffitt trying to cover. He dove to try and get Terrell, who beat him to home plate.
They're gonna review this, I bet.
Really?
Yep. Schlossnagel just asked Moffitt what he thought, and he put the hands up like earmuffs to review. Now the umpires are going to talk about it.
In the meantime, the athletic trainer is out.
He's having a little bit of difficulty raising that left arm, the glove arm, up. Yep, they're going to review it. It was a very close play.
I'm just going to shut up about reviews.
That didn't take long, did it?
Really didn't.
Well, they had him to use, and it bought a little more time anyway for Moffitt, but they were going to let him throw some pitches to check him out anyway.
It was his glove hand or glove shoulder that he was trying to loosen up again. In the meantime, Andre Duplantier II starts to warm up again in the pen for Texas. 3 balls and a strike now to Derek Fabian with Ballou at second base.
Second wild pitch for Moffitt this year.
3-1 pitch to Fabian. Chopper foul. Past Carl Nonemaker in the third base coach's box.
A hit in or a walk and a run scored in yesterday's game. And a base hit in his last at bat. Like a football player in left field trying to get the crowd going.
3-2 to Fabian. Here comes the pitch. He went after one that was down and out. It was ball 4, and he's called out, and the inning is over. A run on a hit, no errors, a man left for Auburn. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Texas 9, Auburn 2. And Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for the Plains. The Auburn University Regions Visa Debit Card and prepaid Regions Now card. They're a win for your wallet and a big war eagle, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tiger pride? Order your card now at regions.com/go Tigers. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
Yellowwood knows that a 5-star backyard is the place to make lasting memories, like roasting marshmallows on a cool fall night. That's it. Turn it nice and slow. Get it toasted all. Oh, no, it's on fire. Oh, you want it on fire. Okay, that's a choice, I guess. Crunchy. For 5-star backyards and the most memorable experiences, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
This game recap is presented by Regions Bank. Regions is a proud partner of Auburn University and the official bank of the SEC.
Auburn scored a run on the Irish home run in the first, but Texas immediately responded with 5 of its own in the bottom of the inning. The Longhorns scored 2 more in the second and 2 in the 5th. Auburn got a run back in the 7th. And As Texas comes to the plate here in the bottom of the 7th, Auburn has a pitching change.
They do. Hayden Murphy is in the game for the Tigers. After an inning for Mason Cook, it's Hayden Murphy, 6'4", 200-pounder out of Chula, Georgia. Hayden Murphy, 8 outings. He's 0-1, earned run average of 6 3/4. He's pitched 6 2/3 innings this year. He has given up 9 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned. He's walked 5, struck out 8. Teams are batting .321 against Hayden Murphy with 4 doubles included, and he has hit 1 batter. In SEC play, Murphy 0-1 with also a 6.75 earned run average. 3 appearances, 2 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and teams are batting .273 against Hayden Murphy in SEC play. Mason Cook, 1 scoreless inning with a walk, 11 pitches, 4 strikes.
First pitch from Murphy to the backstop. Defensive change for Auburn. Cole Edwards comes in for Auburn to play left. And Cade Ballou goes from left field to center. So Edwards gets the opportunity. He'll bat for Bristol Carter. Pitch. Base hit through the left side.
Man, this guy.
Yep.
This guy.
I think they found a starting outfielder, don't you?
Yeah. How about the luxury of being the #1 team in the country and a guy that hasn't been used all season? And now you bring him in for the second half of SEC play. He's a 5-star freshman safety who also happens to be very good at baseball.
5 hits in the last 2 games for Jonah Williams.
5 hits and a walk in his last 7 trips to the plate.
He may be the SEC freshman of the week in 2 games.
In 2 games.
Throw to first, he's back.
Yeah.
Here's Casey Borba. Nine to 2, Tigers on top. We're in the bottom half of the 7th in Austin. Pitch. Inside for ball 1. Jet Johnston starts to throw in the Auburn pen. 1-0. Ball too low. 9 runs on 13 hits today for Texas. 2 runs on 4 hits for Auburn. Off the stretch. And the pitch. High fly ball into left. Edwards is back at the track and it's gone. And Texas is a runaway from run-rolling Auburn here on this Saturday.
Were it not for the run scored on the wild pitch in the top half of the 7th, this game would be over. And they have come in and teed off on Hayden Murphy. First 2 batters, single, home run.
6th home run of the year for Borba. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be part of all the celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets, SeatGeek, the place to do it. SeatGeek, official ticketing partner of the Tigers. Expect the expected. SeatGeek. Here's Ethan Mendoza, the wind and the pitch. Upstairs for ball 1. (11 to 2). Texas leads it. Nobody out and nobody on here in the 7th inning. Wind to the pitch. Ball 2 outside and high.
Bad weekend to be a road team in the SEC.
You're not kidding. I hope that continues next weekend.
No.
Auburn's at home.
No kidding.
Two balls and no strikes to Mendoza. Here's the pitch. There's a strike down the middle, 2-1.
It's certainly been the case the last 2 weekends at Plainsman Park.
Auburn took 2 of 3 from Alabama and then swept LSU. Tigers are back at home starting Tuesday night against Georgia Tech. 2-1. Mendoza takes strike 2, 2-2. The 11 runs on 14 hits for Texas today. They scored 5 runs in the bottom of the first. 2-2. Ground ball right side. Booted by McMurray. And that'll be an error on the Auburn first base. He just had trouble getting in position to field the ball.
Yeah, there was some side spin to that, and just I think Cooper lifted his head a little bit early too.
I don't know if he had trouble. He couldn't decide whether he was going to backhand it or not. And it bounced to his left. And Mendoza's aboard with what could be the game-ending run.
If the game does end early, we'll take all of our local breaks. We'll take the end of 7th and the end of 8th, and then the end of game break.
Pitch on the way. And a strike call to Ryan Galvan. Doubled and scored in the first, grounded out, flied out, and singled home 2 runs in the 5th. A runner at first, nobody out. Murphy throws over, and the runner is back.
Boy, that 5-run first, and then the 7-pitch, 1-2-3, top of the second.
Yeah,
just set a tone that Auburn has not been able to answer today or reverse.
Pitch. Galvan takes it outside, a ball and a strike. Stretch, and the 1-1. Blown away, 2-1 the count. Yellowwood scoreboard, bottom of the 5th in Knoxville. Auburn softball trails 2-0 against Tennessee. Tigers trying to get a game there. There's 3-1, down and in to Galvan. Elsewhere in the SEC, Ole Miss 7, South Carolina 2, top of the 4th. Georgia Vanderbilt scoreless, top of the 2nd in Nashville. Tonight, Alabama at LSU, Kentucky at Tennessee, and Florida at Mississippi State. – 3-1 pitch to Galvan. And he walked just outside. And now the game-ending run now goes down to second base.
With nobody out.
And here's Jalen Flores. And Everett Tiefert is out. And there'll be a meeting on the mound with the Auburn infield, and that will be all as Auburn makes a Ford F-150 call to the bullpen.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
Jet Johnston is the new pitcher for Auburn, the transfer from Texas A&M. They love him here. 6 feet 202, sophomore right-hander. Johnston, a couple of saves early in the year, or 1 save early in the year, and a 4-0 record in 10 appearances. An earned run average of 5.06, 10 2/3 innings for Johnston. 6 hits, 6 runs, 8 walks, 11 strikeouts, a double, 3 homers allowed. Teams hitting 158 against Jet Johnston in SEC play, though. No record, 2 appearances. He has given up 4 runs on 2 hits in 1/3 of an inning. He has given up 2 home runs. Team's batting .500. They're 2 for 4 against him in league play. 1 wild pitch, 1 hit batter as well. So Jet Johnston comes into the game. Hayden Murphy faced 3 batters. Gave up a single, a 2-run homer. Mendoza reached on an error, and then a walk to Galvan. And Jet Johnston in to try to extend this game past the 7th inning. Runners first and second with nobody out for Texas, and they lead by 9. So if that runner at second scores, this ball game is over.
And Jalen Flores coming to the plate. Again, if this game ends right now in this inning, we will have 3 local breaks between now and the end of this contest.
Yeah, between now and the start of the post-game show.
Right.
Take our end of the 7th inning break, the end of the 8th inning break, and then the standard 2-minute end of game break for our stations down the line.
All right, here is Jalen Flores. Auburn just trying to get to the 8th inning. And we'll have to get 3 outs without another run scoring to do that. Mendoza at second and Galvan at first as Johnston comes home and gets a strike on the outside corner to Jalen Flores.
This is where you'd love to see the confidence, the moxie of Jet Johnston, and he's a confident guy. You'd love to see that movement on the slider. Get these Texas hitters over the top of it.
Flores is 2 for 4, singled in the first and the second and scored both times. Pitch. Popped up right side. That'll get out of play.
I'm a little surprised. I know Flores is a good hitter. He's got 9 homers. Gasparino the same, but he had a chance to end the game here. You're a little surprised they're not trying to bunt the runners over. You just like them up there teeing off. Of course, they have 14 hits today. What they've done offensively has worked.
Johnston ahead of Flores. No balls and 2 strikes. Comes set. Below the belt. And the pitch. Up and in. A ball and 2 strikes. Mendoza gets his lead at second to Galvan from first. Stretch. Here's the pitch. Foul back. 86 from Johnston. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Auburn got a run in the top of the first. Texas scored 5 in the bottom, 2 more in the third, 2 more in the 5th. They've scored twice here in the 7th. Pitch on the way. Swinging a fly ball to left. Cole Edwards is back. He makes the catch for the first out of the inning. And that brings Will Gasparino to the plate. Reached on an error and scored in the first. Doubled down the third base line in the second. He has grounded out and popped out since. Mendoza gets his lead at second. Galvan from first. Here's the stretch. And the pitch home. Up and in for ball 1. 2-run homer by Borbe in this inning, bringing Texas to the brink of a run-rule win. Pitch on the way. There's a strike. 1-1 the count to Gasparino. An Ike Irish home run in the first and a wild pitch scoring Bub Terrell in the 7th. That's the first run that Auburn has scored this weekend that did not result in a home run from Ike Irish. A ball and a strike, the pitch. Strike 2. Inside corner, a ball and 2 strikes. Johnston just trying to get Auburn to the 8th. He's ahead of Gasparino, a ball and 2 strikes. Here's the stretch of the pitch. Chopper to the left side. Third baseman Fields throws to second for 1. To first, it's not in time. And Mendoza goes to third on the play. That was really going to be a very, very tough play for Auburn to get the double play. I don't know if Snow could have tagged the runner coming by or not, but went to second for the out there. Now a runner at third with 2 down, and here is Kimball Schuessler. Runners at first and third for Texas. Johnston off the stretch. Here's the pitch. Schuessler drives one to deep left field. Edwards is back, and it's gone. It's a home run. It's a walk-off homer for Schuessler. His third home run, a walk-off, a 3-run homer, and Texas wins by the run rule today. 14-2 the final. Stay tuned. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Hip pain is not to be taken lightly. It could be a sign of hip impingement. If pain, stiffness, or limping persists, see a hip specialist at the orthopedic clinic. Treatment includes non-surgical options, but if surgery is needed, minimally invasive arthroscopic hip surgery